Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
This is where it all starts for Shedeur Sanders. Welcome to the show. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. I'm going to just tell you, Pearl, how this is going to go. You ready? You ready for Maggie, the fortune teller?
I thought, first of all, I thought it all started last week, but go ahead.
Well, no, we're forgetting that. That never happened. That 4 for 16 with the interception and the fumble never happened. We're erasing that. This time, Shedeur actually gets to get first-team reps. Feels like a miracle. I don't know why that was so difficult to get him some first-team reps, considering he has been the backup for several weeks. But let me tell you how this is going to go, okay? Raiders, not a bad landing spot here for the Browns. I don't know if they're going to win the game. The Browns do not win games on the road. They do not win games when you have to change time zones. It's pretty bad for them. The history will tell you that even if, Tom Brady was suiting up, they might not be able to win on the road. So I don't know if they're going to win the game. But I'll tell you what's going to happen. With a game plan actually tailored for Shedeur Sanders' strengths, right? Which is his accuracy and his accuracy. I don't know what else. His toughness, I don't know. That's not really a game plan. But the accuracy, maybe getting the ball out faster, if he can not hold on to the ball and go backwards, more timing stuff. And what this is an audition maybe for the Raiders, but for the other teams in the NFL. Because I think that we believe that the Cleveland Browns are going to be taking a quarterback in the upcoming draft. I don't even know if Shedeur can actually win the job in Cleveland over the rest of this season. He can win the job for the rest of the season if he plays well, because Dylan Gabriel was not running away with it. But I think this is the audition. I think this is the Browns falling into the situation where if Shedeur looks good, I think there's going to be a market for him, because I don't think the college quarterbacks are all that great who are coming out of college this year. And I think you've seen this sort of idea, I can fix a guy when he's in his second or third stop. We're watching it with Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. We're watching with Baker Mayfield. Obviously, these guys were much bigger prospects, it turns out, than Shedeur was. But the idea of a retread quarterback, to me, is not scaring teams away. And I know Shedeur's a rookie, but you know what I'm saying. He's going to have a couple chances here in the NFL, in my opinion. And it starts with this audition against the Raiders.
So I want to get everything here clear. So there's 31 teams that didn't want to draft him at all. Yeah. But what they're going to see with this Cleveland offense is going to convince them, hey, now we want Shedeur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, there are going to be teams out there.
You already lost me completely on that theory.
This is why, though, because there are going to be teams out here. We have more teams that are potentially in the market for quarterbacks than we have quarterbacks. Yeah. Not everybody can trade for Mac Jones, okay, or whoever is going to be the number one retread who can be traded for. The Raiders need a quarterback. Miami, the Jets, Pittsburgh, maybe. Let's see what happens with Rodgers. Arizona, the Falcons, maybe. New Orleans. No. I could go down the list.
None of those teams would want Shedeur, but go ahead.
Well, this is my theory, and I think this is what you're going to see. And the Raiders are not a bad landing spot for him. Outside of Max Crosby, the Raiders are a team you can throw on. Look at what happened last week with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. I mean, they had a field day on Monday.
Let me clarify your theory for a second. Do you mean bringing Shedeur as a starter next year, or do you mean bring him in as a backup?
To compete.
To compete to start?
Yeah, like how Daniel Jones was technically brought in to compete with Anthony Richardson, right?
Yeah.
And he ended up winning the job. Now, Daniel Jones had a lot more experience. I'm not saying it's exactly apples to apples, but I think that I think it's a dead end with Shedeur in Cleveland. I do not think that he has a future there. We've talked for months about whether they even want him there. Was it the owner who made the call? Was it the GM? Does the coach even... We've talked about this. It's not happening in Cleveland for his future.
Right.
What's happening is he's got to play well enough in a terrible situation with a crappy offensive line, with receivers that can't get open. He's got a lot stacked against him. But if he shows a little potential out there, I think that another team says, all right, we see a little bit. We needed a little proof of concept. Hated how the draft process went for him. He mishandled it. He fumbled it. No pun intended. And now we're willing to work with him.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, though. If he plays well enough to earn that potentially new job, wouldn't Cleveland just want to keep him?
No, because Cleveland has the 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, and they're going to draft someone, right?
And they're going to draft somebody.
But then Shedeur's a 5th-round pick.
They
have
you keep Dylan him in Gabriel as the backup. They drafted him higher. Clearly, they like him more. He's the one who got the first nod after they traded Joe Flacco away. I think that Dylan Gabriel is the backup quarterback that the Browns want.
For me, the realistic goal of Shedeur is just try to go out there and not get killed. Because you said, yes, I would hope they would dial up some short passes. The question is, will Shedeur Sanders actually put his arm back and release those short passes? Because you said his superpower is accuracy. His super flaw is holding onto the ball. You saw it at Colorado. You saw it last week against Baltimore.
Yep.
Yes, I hope Kevin Stefanski puts a bunch of easy throws because he did it for Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel's completed like 70% of his passes, but never throws them more than 10 yards. Shedeur is not good at that. Shedeur doesn't want to throw the 5-yard pass. He wants to throw the 25-yard pass. So Shedeur's got to just do the short passes. They have to hand the ball off a million times. I just find it impossible that it's going to be a good enough showcase that other teams are going to want Shedeur to compete for the starting job. As you laid out, like it's an impossible situation for Shedeur to prove that he's anywhere close to starting in the NFL. If he could do that in Cleveland, Cleveland would fall all over themselves to keep him. I do not think that this is way too hard an assignment for Shedeur to play well enough for the other teams who wanted nothing to do with him in the draft to change their mind. Because there's nothing that's happened in Cleveland that's going to change their mind from what happened last April. If 31 teams wanted nothing to do with Shedeur, you think that he could play well enough here? I just don't think the situation's good enough for him to do that.
Well, I think that sometimes NFL front offices are kind of just like the rest of us, which is we're like a see it to believe it society.
Yeah.
You know, that's how humans are, right? Like some people can really think in the abstract, and I think other people really need to see it happen. And I think that Shedeur Sanders, this is one of those situations. I do think that the draft process was just so colossally botched by the Sanders family. And by the way, we know that Baltimore was looking at him when we know your Philadelphia Eagles were looking at him. So
in the fifth round.
Okay.
Totally, that's like Tanner McKee backup spot.
Fine.
Well, maybe somebody wants him as a backup, but there's no way that he's going to play well enough here to get in the rotation to have a chance to start next year. In my mind, there's zero chance of that because how is he going to throw to this group?
Well,
there's just no way I think right now, like first 3 or 4 years of his career, he's looking at backup jobs, not to compete as a starter.
I never said he was going to be handed a starter's role, right? Daniel Jones was not handed the starter's role. You have to go in and you got to win it. But to me, at least if you can see a little something, then I think you get some front offices who are at least a little bit intrigued. Again, you have to couple this, Pearl, with what's going on around the NFL, which is no one seems all that gaga over what's happening with the college quarterbacks. Maybe Fernando Mendoza is a guy, we talked to Ralph Russo, who covers college football yesterday, who said, he's in a pro-style offense and he makes pro throws. Okay, great. That's one guy. I just listed off 6 teams, 7 teams that might need quarterbacks to be backups, competing for backup jobs, competing for the starter job. Shedeur, if he looks good, could have a market. Now, I'm not saying he's getting traded for a first-round pick, second-round pick. I'm saying like 5th-round pick. But yeah, maybe he gets into a situation that's a lot better than the one he's in now. Because Cleveland's a dead end to me. I think they are definitely taking quarterback. Mary Kay Cabot, right, who's been covering the Browns for like 2 decades. She's in the Hall of Fame, for goodness sakes. She thinks it's possible. She said this on her podcast the other day. She thinks it's possible that the Browns take 2 quarterbacks in the first round with both of those first-round picks. How Browns would that be? And they'll both suck. But no, I mean, how crazy is that?
That would be crazy. By the way, I don't think it's
35 quarterbacks.
I don't think
all
it's
of them were losers.
Done by any stretch that it's Mendoza won because I think
I'm just saying.
Right. I'm just saying it could be Ty Simpson, it could be Dante Moore. So you were saying
the
Mendoza
fact that
being
we don't know, and it's November 20th,
but
and there's no front runner means you have a weird class.
I just don't think there's one guy. You're saying it was Fernando Mendoza or bust. There's probably going to be 3 or 4 first-round quarterbacks. So, and the Browns will probably take one of them. But I don't quite. I just think that the Browns have no problem keeping 4 quarterbacks. That's a fact. I don't think that they would trade Shedeur if he played well enough. Because I think they feel like they've invested somewhat in this guy. I just don't see that scenario as you described it playing out. What would be the point, doing they traded Kenny Pickett for a 6th-round pick. I don't think they would trade Shedeur if he showed enough signs of success here. I think they would be excited about it. Be like, whoa, we have an asset. Maybe we'll mix him into the starting lineup. I think they'd be the most likely place for him to start next year, not somewhere like Lake Vegas or Miami or anything like that. And Miami will keep Tua. So I just think that I don't see that scenario playing out timeline the way you described it. Maybe in 3 years he's a trade asset. If he plays well enough, Cleveland's going to be gaga over this guy.
Relegate the Cleveland Browns to the NCAA.
No, if he plays well, think about this, okay? Think about this. The Cleveland Browns said no thank you to Joe Flacco after he led them to the playoffs because they were worried about the disharmony it could cause in the locker room with Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Okay?
Dumbest football team.
That legitimately happened. So this front office has shown you that they did have something that they could potentially use, a tool, maybe not the future, but they had something in the building that looked pretty good. And they said no thank you because of other factors. Like if Shedeur plays well, but then they bring in a rookie quarterback, I think they will get rid of Shedeur for the distraction part of it. I think they will.
Yeah, it could be.
This is the thing about the Browns. Like they are a complete wild card. And to me, again, I think Shedeur is now auditioning for the rest of the league. I think it's dead end with Cleveland. So let's see what happens against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Maybe he wins the job for the rest of the year.
I think there's a game that, when I think of the Shedeur game, I keep thinking about 2014. There was a specific game, a lot of excitement in Cleveland because Johnny Manziel was getting his first start. And this reminds me so much. There's a lot of hype around this game.
Yeah.
But there was some concerns about, Cleveland has O-line injuries this year. They had O-line injuries that year. The other teams knew that if they bring the blitz, a rookie quarterback's going to have no idea what to do. Feels like we saw that formula at Baltimore, just blitz the crap out of Shedeur. So that game ended up being 30-0 Cincinnati Bengals. I am very scared of a total just abomination. I mean, last week was terrible against Baltimore. I am a little worried that even the Vegas Raiders make Shedeur look bad because, Shedeur, what were his numbers against the blitz? 0 for 5 against the blitz, 1 for 7 against pressure with an interception. They're going to come after him like crazy. So the question is, can Stefanski tailor a Dylan Gabriel-style conservative offense? I'm worried about that because Shedeur last week just wouldn't throw the ball out of bounds. Hopefully he's learned something in 7 days, but you saw him play at Colorado. That guy tried to keep every play alive until the end, and he was good because he was the best player on the field. He was able to do that. I just worry because I see Cam Ward doing this in Tennessee too. You can't keep plays alive in the NFL. You got to throw it out of bounds. So I want baby steps. You have him competing with Geno Smith in Vegas. I want to see him throw the ball out of bounds and not get his head knocked off this week.
Listen,
can we start there, Maggie?
Yeah, two teams both have 2 wins on the season. It's not like he's walking in to face the monsters of the Midway here.
Well, that Johnny Manziel game, they were facing a mid-Bengals game, and they just lit him up. Rookie quarterbacks are very vulnerable.
Well,
they don't know what they're doing.
It turns out that Johnny Manziel was spending Tuesdays and Wednesdays in clubs in Miami and then flying back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same.
But I mean, he was a really good quarterback. I mean, I know
and
Johnny
he wasn't focused. Like he couldn't wait to smoke 2 blunts on the way to the airport and have the first plane out. That's his documentary I'm quoting right now.
Well, I just understand, but it's definitely the same dynamic, like a much hyped rookie quarterback. And then Manziel settled down through the rest of the season. But the first time you see these defenses, it's a challenge. I mean, generally, why would we have faith in a 5th-round pick to go out there and succeed in his first game with an offense that stinks? I'm a little worried about this game for Shedeur.
Let's hear from Sanders. Says he's not looking ahead to his future beyond this week.
I don't think too much into that, I think in the moment present today, I go over the game plan and make sure I execute that. When you start moving too fast in life, sometimes, you miss the small details of things. So I never want to overlook anything.
All right. And Sanders saying he is feeling good after the poor performance in the second half against Baltimore.
Mentally, emotionally, I'm in a great place overall. In life, it's always going to be adversity. Things aren't always going to go, as planned. But I would say, I'm prepared for everything.
It's probably quarterback speak, but what a week. I mean, you get thrown in against Baltimore, you stink. The whole world's kind of pointing and laughing a little bit just because he's so famous. Then he finds out that his house got robbed. It turns out they took $200,000 from him. And he was saying, I'm getting all these text messages and people are reaching out to me. My house got robbed. I didn't get robbed. It's like, man, that's a very...
What's the difference? I don't...
Well, no one assaulted him. He didn't...
he
wasn't held at a gunpoint. But, that's a hell of a way to look at it.
Producer EJ is saying that technically his house didn't get robbed. His house got burgled.
What's the difference?
You can't rob a house.
Rob means person.
Rob means assault. Like somehow someone came to you and menaced you in some way.
Somebody's got to arrest that Rob.
You can't menace a house.
You can burgle a house.
You break in.
Oh, maybe that was my bad. Maybe I used the wrong word.
Not you. I've seen it written in all different headlines and people saying it, and it's a news. My years working in television news is driving me crazy. It's like, no, he was burglarized. He wasn't robbed.
So whenever you hear my house got robbed, you just cringe?
I do. I swear I do. I'm like, that's not how you say it.
But that word burgled, is that even a word? That's not
burglarized.
Burglarized.
Right, but
burglarized?
Yes.
Oh, I thought someone said burgled.
I might have said that, but yeah.
Is burgled not a word?
People say it, but I don't think you're supposed to say that like that.
It just sounds
like
funny.
a hamburglar.
It's house burglarized.
Stealing cheeseburgers.
Yes.
Kind of makes it seem like that. Anyway,
Delicious.
what a week, right? Your home gets burglarized.
doesn't get robbed. It gets burglared.
Didn't get robbed. $200,000 gets stolen, and now you've got to basically pull it together to have one of the biggest auditions of your life, your pro life, and you got to do it on the road against a team that stinks, but also your team stinks.
Yeah,
Tough
you know what's
assignment.
funny? I wanted him to come the last 4 weeks because they have the easiest defenses on the board. This is the toughest defense except for one defense that he faces the rest of the year, the Raiders. Because then he's got the Niners, the Bears, all these struggling pass defenses. It's your Bills are ranked a little bit higher than the Raiders. So he's got Vegas is a decent defense. San Francisco's defense has struggled. Tennessee's defense is actually pretty good. Chicago's defense not good. Buffalo not good. Pittsburgh not good until lately, and Cincinnati the worst. He has a chance later in the season to have some good games here. It's funny. I like this idea. You're right. They might not want the distraction. Say it's Fernando Mendoza there, and they might not want Shedeur in the building. But I got to be honest. If he plays well, like the city's going to geek out on this guy. They're going to be thrilled. I think there's going to be a lot. The Browns, you don't think they'd be like, hey, we found something. Let's run with it.
They did this with Flacco the first time around, and the city did geek
But
out
Flacco's
over
38,
Flacco, and they
though.
didn't bring him back.
Well, Flacco's 38. I mean, what did Flacco do? They let him go, and he was a backup. I mean, Flacco was out of the league before they brought him in. It's a different situation. Shedeur's a young guy. I think if he actually did well, there'd be excitement there. And I think Cleveland look around and say, like Homelander and the famous meme, be like, oh, we got something here. You know how Cleveland is. You're overthinking it. You're thinking like a rational person. You're saying if he's going to compete anywhere for a starting job, oh, man, I think Cleveland would be interested in that. You're right. They have seemed to have been anti-Shedeur all year long. But I think that they're like everybody else. They would get into it if he was good. It's just going to be really hard to be good here. Really, really hard. He's got to throw to Harold Fannin about 14 times here.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. What does it have to look like for Shedeur to keep this job? And what are you expecting when he faces the Raiders?
I like that idea, Pearl. 14 receptions for the tight end.
Harold Fannin Jr.?
Yeah, I have him on my fantasy team. That'd be clutch.
Yeah, I've been riding Njoku, and that's up and down. Yeah, like that's the other thing, Maggie, who you're throwing to in this audition. Just throw to Judy.
Just Judy. He's the only thing you got.
Yeah, but the Raiders,
He's actually just met Jerry Jeudy like last week. If you listen to things coming out of Browns camp, he's never even took a snap under center with these offensive linemen. They never heard his cadence before. He never thrown to anybody, except for the third stringers.
I love the way the entire world became experts on how reps are split between.
Hell yeah.
Do you have any idea how reps are split on any other team? I have no idea. Like how many?
I think it's different on every team. Is kind of what I've
Does Will
gathered.
Howard get first team reps?
I think it's different on every team. I really do. I think that it depends.
But we don't
the
rip.
answer.
We're not ripping the Steelers or for not giving Will Howard first team reps. It's just funny that all of a sudden, like Shedeur's reps and the way that Kevin Stefanski splits up practice has become such a big deal because of this darn quarterback they took in the 5th round. Normally, we have no idea what the late round quarterbacks are doing.
Well, if they hadn't traded away the first two guys, we probably wouldn't be talking about it. Now, would we?
I mean, if it wasn't Shedeur,
self-inflicted wound.
If it wasn't Shedeur, obviously a normal 5th round quarterback would not even be a topic. We could care less about most of the guys that are drafted in the back end of the draft at quarterback. It doesn't even matter. It's all about Shedeur.
All right. Let us know what you think. 888-710-4ISN. Is Shedeur set up for success against Las Vegas? And what does it have to look like for him to keep the job? 888-710-4476. Coming up next, Steve Sarkisian at the podium having to defend himself yet again from rumors that he wants out of Texas. We've got all that sound for you and more. Maggie Perloff.
This team couldn't win the Super Bowl if they were only team in the NFL. You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Man, we're talking about Shedeur Sanders gets an inordinate amount of attention for a fifth-round pick on a 2-win team. I'd say the equivalent in college football has to be the Texas Longhorns, who probably get more attention for a team that most likely will not be in the college football playoff. But, you know, I know we talk about Notre Dame, we talk about Alabama a lot. Feels like the Longhorns probably are number one in attention. I would say that's a fair statement.
Well, you got to two big things: the brand of Texas,
Yes.
how much it matters,
Yes.
and you also have Arch Manning.
Yep.
Maybe the most hyped prospect ever to come out of high school, and I don't think that's even hyperbole. So, okay, two things have now happened in the last couple weeks. One, we had a report from Diana Rossini that Steve Sarkisian's agents were poking around on the NFL,
Crushed.
and even saying that the Tennessee Titans job would be appealing. This is after Brad Callahan got fired. Then, was it over the weekend, the Desmond Howard video? Over the weekend, Desmond Howard, just out of the clear blue sky, posts like this walk and talk video, Pearl, where he's saying that, you know, a little birdie told him he wouldn't be shocked if there was a parting of the ways at the end of the season between Steve Sarkisian.
You dig.
Yeah, you dig. So here's Sark yesterday defending himself. I'll hear cut 11, please, Mandy. He's upset with these reports that he may leave Texas because he's staying.
Before I get into our team, something that has been bothering me now over the past few weeks, and that is people reporting that or insinuating that there's a possibility I could leave the University of Texas, and that is absolutely false and untrue. I'm not going anywhere.
Isn't false and untrue the same thing?
Well, you know, he's just driving the point home, Manny. More from Sark saying he's committed to Texas long term.
A little redundant.
I came here to win championships. I've got 2 kids enrolled at the University of Texas, one in law school, one on our team.
Oh.
I've got a third that hopefully decides to enroll at the University of Texas next fall, and my wife and I just had our son here in Austin. This is our home.
Is he reading off a paper? It sounds like he's reading. I don't know. I haven't seen the video, Pearl, but it sounds like he's reading some kind of prepared notes here.
It's funny. My takeaway was, Stark's got 2 levels of kids. I did not know.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Stark's just had a baby? That didn't strike out.
Is that what he said?
That's how I read that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is all well and good for Steve Sarkisian to say this, Pearl, right? And I would expect nothing less that he would come out. He does not want the team distracted. He doesn't want them dropping a game that they shouldn't lose. He wants them totally focused on finishing out the season strong, even though they're likely not making the college football playoff. We've heard college coaches lie through their teeth for decades. Decades. I'm staying. I'm not leaving. Then all of a sudden I got to do what's best for my family. And now I've got to, I never intended to do this. You know, I'm sorry for Sark. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt because his profession doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, Pearl. So we will believe rumors until we see him sign on the dotted line with some kind of long contract extension.
Yeah, I mean, but logic says Sark's not saying goodbye to Texas. Texas would say goodbye to Sark. Like, I don't even understand. Like, he's 7-3 after being the number 1 team. And you and I heard Desmond Howard differently. I felt like Desmond Howard say, they're going to fire Sark. Mutual parting means there's no way. Why would Sark leave Austin? I still don't understand. I understand Diana's report. And I guess Diana's like, what on earth? Wouldn't he want to come back with this team? Is it the most attractive team in the country for next year?
See, I don't think it has anything to do with this team. I don't know if it has anything to do with Arch. I don't know if it has anything to do with the defense or the ability to run the ball or anything. I think if you want to go to the NFL, you find the right time and the right situation where you feel like you can go to the NFL. And it has, I think maybe there's a burnout rate in college football now because guys are constantly having to recruit their own team, the transfer portal. You're recruiting off of other rosters constantly. You have basically no commitments past 1 year. And I think that maybe guys are like, listen, I can do this and I can just coach and I don't have to worry about being the general manager also. And I also think that there's so low stakes going to the NFL right now if you're a college coach. Go to the NFL. Even if you fail miserably there, he's going to have a market to come back to college football. And by the way, now it looks like college football, the churn is going to start because every team with a 12-team playoff has these expectations that we should be in the playoff. And when they're not, the fan base wants the coach fired.
You dig?
You dig?
Yeah, I hear all that. That's why I'm saying, like, I think it's more likely he'd get fired than he'd leave. Because, listen, Austin's amazing. He had a baby during the season, by the way.
No clue.
That explains why the offense has been struggling.
No wonder it's so tired.
Yeah. Anyway, Sark, I think, is at a great spot there in Austin. I think if he wanted to go pro, if I were him, I would wait another year because this team was really young and they didn't spend. If you look at their transfer portal rating last year, they didn't do anything in the transfer portal for some bizarre reason. So they have sophomores and freshmen running all over the field. Those guys are all going to be juniors next year. I think, and they get Ohio State's coming to Austin instead of having to go to Ohio State, which unless they can get out of that game altogether, which would be a smart move, which is a totally separate topic. I don't know. Like, what is there possibly more attractive than the Texas Longhorns if they want to keep him? I feel like if I'm Sark's agent, I'm be like, dude, you got Arch Manning at quarterback next year. You're going to have talent at every position. Everybody's older. You can fix your offensive line. We're going to go spend $35 million this offseason. They're going to spend like crazy because for some reason they were conservative last year. There's no way they do that. I think this is a dream spot. Like, who wouldn't want to coach? I think it's the number one job in college. It's so much better than Baton Rouge, Gainesville right now, Penn State. Like, why would he leave?
Okay. Well, because look at some of the places you were just talking about. Yeah. Places that spent a lot of money, that came in with championship expectations. Yeah. Penn State, coach out. You lose one game. Well, two, basically. You lost two. I think it ended up being three before they fired him. But you get what I'm talking about. Right. Oregon, UCLA, he was gone. Then Brian Kelly, you lose a game, you're gone. Why not leave on top, leave on a high note?
It's not a high note. It's a down note. The offenses look like garbage, basically. No. They just scored 10 points against Georgia. That's the other thing. Why would the Titans want Sark now? But you're saying you made a good point.
But the thing is,
still, this is not looking good.
I don't want to get fired mid-season, and now I'm James Franklin, and I was coaching Penn State, and now I'm coaching Virginia Tech. And listen, I think Tech that's a great job. You can win the ACC. I'm not turning my nose up at Tech. I'm just saying life comes at you fast here. And he's not Brian Kelly where he wants to retire now, I imagine. He wants to keep coaching. The NFL looks very good to me if I'm Sark. And also, what it probably was like behind the scenes, I don't know, I'm not boots on the ground in Austin, but there's a lot of pressure with Arch Manning in coaching him in a very different way because Arch didn't look great this year, and it reflects on Sark. And if Arch does another year where he doesn't look great, it's going to be like, you ruined this prospect.
I don't know. I think Arch looks pretty good right now. But
as you said, they just scored 10 points against Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, he was good. He was fine after that one bad pick in the second quarter. He kind of was on point. They just never got the ball back on the offensive side. Georgia had the ball for, 90% of the second half. But, yeah, I understand what you're saying. But there's also pressure like Tennessee. That's where he's going to go. That's a safer spot. I'm not sure. I love Cam Ward, but that seems like a mess too. I just think that this is a perfect college job. Sark has always kind of seemed happy there. I don't know. I've never heard or seen him look like he's miserable there like some coaches do. I would get it. I honestly think he has a great chance to win the title next year. And I think that would be attractive. He was in the NFL. He was in Atlanta and made no imprint whatsoever.
Well, who has in Atlanta?
Yeah, I just think that if Sark's smart, he will stay with this team. And they have 5 offensive linemen, send them all away and bring in 5 new ones, Colorado style, and then they'll be fine.
Let's get to Bogusch, who's got the latest headlines for us. Very busy Thursday. What's up, Bogusch?
Guys, good morning. Your headlines are sponsored by Prize Picks, the hard-hitting football action. Even better with Prize Picks. Download Prize Picks and use code PRIMETIME.
Put more in.
And get $50 bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. So, Shedeur Sanders definitely starting this weekend. Joe Burrow probably isn't, but an interesting development yesterday in Cincinnati with Burrow getting all the first-team reps in practice because Joe Flacco has a sore shoulder. Zach Taylor was asked if Burrow could play Sunday against the Patriots.
Like I said the other day, until we get through some practices, there's no reason for me to even speculate on that.
Burrow has said he wants to play Thanksgiving night, so Sunday would only be 4 days earlier than that. For now, he technically remains on IR, still within the 21-day window to return to the active roster. Bulls Blazers on a Wednesday night in November, even better than we expected. Portland erasing a 21-point fourth quarter hole, taking the lead only to have their hearts broken on their home floor.
Into Kobe, checked by Avdia. Down to 5, down to 4. Game on the line right here. He takes Murray. He ducks under. Vooch for the win.
Bucci Maine has done it again. Put some respect on Bucci Maine's name. Bang, bang, bang. Late game killer.
I like that.
Kind of jumped the call there.
Hard.
Yeah, I
Bucci Maine's
think
cool.
that's Stacey King commandeering the call on Bulls TV. Nikola Vucevic, the buzzer-beating 27 total points in a 122-121 thriller.
Hey, young people, are people still saying if you're good, like, hey, I'm Gucci? Is that over? Yeah. Okay, you just winced.
Like 2009, right? I remember seeing that in a movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be like, oh, okay, and keep it moving.
Yeah. What's replaced?
I'm Gucci?
I'm Gucci. Nothing?
I think I'm good is always.
Yeah, I'm
is
good.
always the standard.
I'm good.
All right. Well, don't look at me crazy. At one point, saying I'm Gucci was something people said, not me, because I'm not. It would
You
look
definitely
silly.
said it. No, you
it would
definitely
look
said
silly
it. That's
coming from me.
That's as the kids say
She
nowadays.
wants to
that's
say it.
cap.
I
That's
do want
looking
to
for
say
permission.
It's
That's
10.
cap.
It's 10 years too late, so it's perfect for me now.
The Thunder are now 15-1 after a 113-99 decision
good.
over the Kings. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 33 points. Nikola Jokic had 28 plus 11 rebounds, 12 assists. And the Nuggets 125-118 win in New Orleans. And the Rockets pushed their win streak to 5, 114-104 in Cleveland, 20 points for Kevin Durant. Men's college basketball with 2 ranked-on-ranked battles last night. Number 4, Arizona got a 71-67 win at number 3, UConn. Number 11, Alabama outscoring 8th-ranked Illinois 90-86 in Chicago. 24 of those tied points from LeBaron Philon, who was then on FS1 postgame.
We prepared coming off a tough loss last Thursday, and we just needed to show what we was about.
That loss was to Purdue after beating St. John's the weekend before. So this is the third straight top 10 opponent for Bama. They go 2-1 over that stretch. And now let me hurt Perloff's brain. Major League Baseball announcing new TV deals yesterday totaling $800 million annually. Fox and TBS basically stay the same. Apple TV keeps that Friday night package that nobody likes. NBC/Peacock, now the home for Sunday night baseball, plus the wild card round of the playoffs. Netflix will air the very first game of the season. That's Yankees-Giants on March 25th. The Home Run Derby as well, and the Field of Dreams game between the Phillies and Twins in August. And ESPN becomes the home of MLB's out-of-market package, plus 30 broadcasts a season.
Okay, so quick question there, Bogues.
Yeah.
What the hell did you just say?
By the way, the big deal is basically said you are going to have to stream the Home Run Derby. That's all that's the one.
And the
annoying
All-Star
thing.
game and the All-Star game?
No,
or just
no,
the
that's
Derby?
Fox.
Who would watch the All-Star game?
Well, that's the
like
only
watching the
All-Star
NBA
game.
All-Star game and not the dunk contest, which I don't even know if they do anymore.
They do. But no, the All-Star game, baseball's All-Star game is by far the most competitive All-Star game that we have.
Yeah.
People watch that. Didn't that have some great numbers this past season
It
as
did.
well? Yeah.
But I'm a Home Run Derby guy, and that is really annoying. It's on Peacock. Is that where it is?
Netflix.
Oh, the Derby's on Netflix.
Yes.
What about the Field of Dreams game with my Phils?
Also on
on
Netflix.
Oh, I thought that was on
Like, I'm not even
Peacock.
here.
I thought that was
Well,
on.
you just
To be
read
fair,
like
you just
bunch
read a lot of stuff.
You just kept
I
rambling
read it
and rambling.
slowly.
But who's going to be calling the games on NBC?
So you said you're going to break
Slash
Perloff's
Peacock.
brain,
Mike
but
Jack
you broke-
Collinsworth.
You broken everybody's
Does
brain.
Tirico get baseball too?
I
Chris
don't know.
Sims.
It could be. Is there another Sims somewhere that played baseball? Is there another
Oh,
Phil
I'm sure
kid?
the other one. Who went to Louisville? The other one.
They don't care. They put Chris Sims on any event. Snoop Dogg, Mike Tirico will be on the sideline.
Maybe you get Matt Sims a job.
But this
Matt,
is
that's his name.
for NBC. They now have year-round Sunday night sports, from football to NBA to baseball, and then back to football in the following year. So like they are Sunday night on NBC.
They
there'll be
hiring?
some kind of professional game.
Hey, it's like the
They have
90s
this
again.
beautiful building up in Stanford that I used to work at, but it's mostly built for the Olympics. You've been there, right? So they have a lot of infrastructure. I don't know.
They're gonna be
Then they
using-
just
they're
brought back
using it now.
NBC Sports Network, right?
They did, yes.
What do
Oh,
I-
man.
Yeah,
Very
that's-
limited original programming. It's just all games. for
Stanford,
now.
Connecticut is going to become the new Manhattan.
No, I mean I think the Olympics is their big thing, 2028. And did you say there's a Winter Olympics this year?
Yeah, it's happening soon. Torino keeps talking about it on the NFL. It's like, hey, stop trying to make Torino happen. I mean, it's going to be beautiful, but
not this year.
Be nice, Maggie. The Winter Olympics thing.
I was a production assistant in Torino many years ago. It's beautiful. It's Winter Olympics is gorgeous, but
it's cold though.
Well, but it's just not. I don't think it captivates people in the same way.
No, I can't do it.
Wasn't the last one in China? And wasn't the big deal that China was like, can you not invade Ukraine until this thing is over? It was an absolute farce.
No, that was in 2018.
It was 2022, right?
2022.
Right before the Ukraine invasion.
I don't remember. All the years have been jumbled up since the pandemic.
Olympics are fun, but they are definitely like a complicated international issue.
But Olympic hockey people get into.
And figure skating. That's a big draw.
You guys aren't into ski jumping? That's pretty elite. Or luge, perhaps? Bobsled? I love some bobsled.
Curling's my jam. That's
weird. That's weird.
Curling
is the only event you can drink beer and do.
How do you like punts it in the 5, but you don't like curling? That literally is punts with the 5 on ice. It's the same thing.
They're playing darts on ice when they do curling.
What do you think punting is? You're kicking the ball and hoping it stops at a certain point. It's literally curling.
Punting is an absolute art, and curling is just sweeping away some ice.
Punting is curling.
I think with the thing about some of the Winter Olympic Games is like the events is once you've seen one, you kind of feel like you've seen it all. Like how many ski jumps do I need to see? It's the same thing. Everyone looks exactly the same. Same thing with like at least the figure skating. Everyone's got a different routine.
Yeah, snowboarding's cool.
Can you bet on all this now? Are we allowed to bet on the Olympics?
I'm sure.
That'd be fun.
You can bet on like medal totals and
what can't we bet on?
I don't know.
When we can finally get to break.
Little League Baseball.
888-710
Stand by.
4ISN. 888-710-4476. Are you a Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics
Got $200 on the team from Japan in the Little League World Series next year.
I said, imagine that controversy when the kid from Curacao we realized was manipulating his over-unders.
For the 5 families.
Ooh.
The mafia got to an 11-year-old.
Oh, man, we're going to hear about that in 15 years, aren't we?
He was throwing the first pitch as a ball just to make sure people got paid.
Just so that the Bonanno crime family can make an extra 50 cents.
But can you trust a 10-year-old to actually throw the ball there? Because like he'll try to throw a ball.
He could try to throw a ball and throw a strike and try to throw a strike and be in the third row.
Exactly.
Oh, man. 888-710-4ISN. How about one of the crime families just sponsoring a Little League team now? It's like, this is the Lucchese's from Staten Island. Not to stereotype. 888-710-4476. Okay, lots to do, including let's check in on Aaron Rodgers. It's Maggie Perloff.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Talking about Shedeur Sanders. What does it have to look like for him to keep the job? He's going to be starting this weekend against the Las Vegas Raiders. Also, Steve Sarkisian having to deny rumors that he may want to leave Texas or that there could be a split at the end of the year. Should he indeed try out the NFL? 888-710-4ISN. It was Desmond Howard who came out with that report. Quickly, let's go to Phil in Pennsylvania because Maggie and Perloff at gmail.com is popping right now. It's our email address where Phil has sent us a couple photos. Good morning, Phil. How you doing?
Good morning. Maggie, I'm doing the 4x4 right now, 4 mile an hour, 4 incline, just like you suggested.
Dude, you're going to love it. Okay, that's what I do when I watch football games and I'm stressed out. I do 4 on the incline, 4 speed. You're going to love it. Okay, Phil, I'm looking at the photos you sent to Maggie and Perloff at gmail.com. I've shown them to Pearl. I think I would characterize this as Kelly green as the color of your hair, Phil.
It is Kelly green. I
love it.
The hairdresser, my tattoo, and didn't really think anything much of it. And, they were able to find out that it was Kelly green. So they got Kelly green and did jet black for Eagles. And since we're, 2-3 hours away from Dallas, it's, good to put the Eagles mark so close to Dallas on the Dallas week.
Listen, Phil, I think it looks great. I mean, we can't see your face in this one, but the hair just looks dynamite. I think green is your color, clearly.
Yep.
And you also rescued a cat?
Yeah, my 6 houses down from my mother-in-law, there was a mama cat and 4 cats. Unfortunately, next to her is a dog that gets out, already killed a mama cat and 3 of the other siblings.
After all
that, my wife was able to pick this one up, and now we're taking it back home. So it's a rescue to keep him alive. I mean, he's only maybe 6-7 weeks old, but he's well behaved and we put the little hat on him at the salon yesterday, and I called him the Mad Catter.
So good. I love a
nickname for
pun.
him.
Love an animal pun. This is an adorable cat. Are you trying to get the cat adopted, or you're going to keep it, or what?
Oh no, we're keeping it.
Okay. And he's now known as the Mad Catter.
Well, he doesn't have an official name, but that's just what I called him.
Can I offer a possibility?
Call Anthony Towns, baby, yes.
Yeah, not that kind of cat, Manny. Name him Jalen.
My wife loves 4-letter names because all of our cats that we've had are 4-letter names, so it has to be one of those.
How about Hunt after Jalix Hunt, my new favorite eagle?
There you go.
Well,
And cats like to hunt.
I'll make the suggestion, but it's, we both have to agree on it.
Jalix would be a cool name.
Yeah, Jalix is cool, but it violates Phil's wife's 4-letter rule.
Yeah, I know.
Pearl.
Oh, name it after
P-E-R-L.
Pearl.
Pearl? Maybe, but it is a boy. Pearl kind of sounds like a girl name, no offense.
Oh, like Pearl Bailey? Yeah, I get it.
Phil, thank you for the video, for the photos, rather. Maggie and Perloff at gmail.com, where yesterday we got Kevin in San Antonio sent all the photos from his 40th high school reunion. Gorgeous women. Beautiful. I only want to age well. Maybe this is a me thing. And now Phil sending us a picture of his green hair. Kelly Green. It's Cowboys
These women
week.
are smoking hot. Are you single?
and now a very cute cat with a top hat on him.
I have a bigger assignment. I'm trying to think of an eagle with 4 letters.
I was trying to do that too. It's
Yeah.
like
Hertz.
Saint.
I got one.
You took the S off Hertz.
How about Vic?
Oh, perfect.
Vic? Like a cat named Vic? Like
Yeah, I mean, can't really name
But
it.
then you name it V-I-C
Yeah,
if it's a first
no,
name.
V-I-K. Well, just name it V-I-K.
You
I mean,
realize-
it's a cat. It's not a dog, so it works.
The irony of naming an animal after Michael.
It's a
Vick.
cat.
It's a cat, though.
It's a cat. Meow.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just saying.
No, I think Maggie's right. It's too close. You can't do that.
Nah. Guy went to jail for animal cruelty. Like, can't name your cat after Michael Vick.
Man, there's so many 5-letter names. You got Kelsey. You got Barf. Who? Is that?
I said barf.
Barf's not a name.
Who's Barf? Is he a tight end?
No, because I mean,
Barf
just the entire
played in the
thing.
80s.
Just Kelly Green hair, the Eagles. It makes me all want to just regurgitate in my mouth.
Well, I mean, your team is out of it, so this isn't really about you. But
Oh, damn.
it is Cowboys week for Philadelphia. so
She's mean, dude.
I'm sorry, Manny. You guys got other problems. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to even make this a Giants conversation, but Cam Scattaboo must be stopped. This dude on a Twitch stream.
Can he be stopped, though?
This is going to go one of two ways with Scattaboo. It's either going to end with him as one of the biggest, like, embarrassing headlines or something like that, or he's going to go into the Hall of Fame. There's no in between.
Well, I can't wait for you to eat your words in Canton when he's getting inducted and has that bust.
Listen, he could go to the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you, it's either one or the other. There's no way this guy his career is just going to be down the road, middle of the pack.
Yeah,
He's
well,
on his live stream chugging energy drinks, twitching out on the caffeine overload like a madman.
He's got some maturing to do. That's definitely for sure. That's the thing. I don't know.
I like all of this for my running back.
I mean,
this is
yes,
good.
it's good. It's nice, but like also, again, try not to kill yourself because, you can, too much caffeine, no bueno. And also, again, try not to get pushed at a WWE event when you have a cast on your leg. Just be smarter. Just a little smarter, Cam.
All I'm saying is Toby Gerhart wouldn't be doing any of this.
Yeah. Toby Gerhart. I think I could see Scattaboo in Canton when Jackson Dart gets inducted. You could have Scattaboo come up and break a beer can on his head or shotgun a beer.
No, he's going to be rolling his wheelchair in for him. I mean, these guys are like, they're Mad Max as both of them. But to me, Scattaboo seems like a guy who could somehow accidentally end up like in a bank robbery. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be either he's going to flame out in a blaze of glory.
Is he working for the Joker? Like,
I don't know. Something, EJ.
Cam got arrested again. What happened? Wrong place, wrong time, man.
He found himself as the getaway driver in a bank robbery. It's crazy. Yeah, he drank 4 Monster Energies and ended up spinning off the earth.
Yeah,
I was on my way to practice, and then I find myself in Bane's lair. Where am I? How did I get here?
He would definitely be the guy to pull the mask off accidentally. Like Scattaboo, he'd have to show you he's robbing the bank.
Favorite prison food? Tacos.
Gotta show the dominance. Some cocktail fruit. 888-710-4ISN. All right, Lane Kiffin, we got the latest.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
So when it comes to Lane Kiffin's future, I think no matter what happens, he should be able to coach Ole Miss in the college football playoff. Welcome to the show,
Okay.
Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Lane has become one of the biggest stories in college football now that we're done, I guess, arguing about the current rankings that came out on Tuesday. But Lane's the big topic. The private jet picking up his family. They already went on a tour of Gainesville, Baton Rouge. He's staying in Oxford, but the family's kind of scouting locations, if you will, on future employment. And he obviously has this big decision to make and all the dominoes that will fall in the coaching ranks after he makes this decision. But to me, Ole Miss is in a position they haven't been in since,
Ever.
50 years, 60, 70 years. I mean, since I think Andy Staples, our pal from On3, put it since segregation. I mean, we're going back really, really far here since Ole Miss has actually been in a position where they can win a college football national championship.
Right.
And I think that it's important for Lane to continue to coach this team, even if he is not there next season. And I know it's weird and it's unusual, but it seems a little odd to me that all of a sudden, because Lane and because the coaching search, he would potentially go to LSU and Joe Judge gets to come in and try to lead them to a national title. It just doesn't feel right.
Well, I mean, listen, if he quits, not if he quits, if they kick him out, you don't know what the committee's going to do. They could Florida State Ole Miss too. You don't want to risk that at all.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
No. Everybody's speculating, would the committee kill? I don't know if Ole Miss has another loss on their schedule, but generally they're worried that if they fire Kiffin, I guess, is it called firing? If he leaves, it's kind of confusing.
No, he would be leaving. I think they'd be.
No, but they would say
get fired.
They would say you're out. He's not going to leave. I think it's more likely the school says you can't coach, right? So they're firing in a sense, or whatever. Yeah, I guess they're saying you can't coach. Then the committee could turn around and say, well, if you don't have Kiffin and you have an interim coach, then maybe you shouldn't be here. That's been floated around. You're right. It probably wouldn't happen. But if I'm Ole Miss, I say Lane stay on the sideline. I totally agree with you. Just to, you don't want to blow this chance. Exactly how you said it. You're not going to be here again.
Man, I did not think of it as they'd get docked as far as being in an at-large bid because they're going to have the resume to get in, right?
Right. We know that doesn't mean a thing.
Well, but the other thing about that Florida State situation from a couple of years ago where they were undefeated, but they got snubbed out of the college football playoff. It was a 4-team playoff back then. It's a little different than 12. There's a little more room for
sure,
for moving around. And then the second thing, their quarterback also got hurt. The quarterback is fine. It's just the head coach would be different. I don't know if that means that they take an appreciable step backwards if the coordinators are there. And, I joke Joe Judge because it makes the Giants fans around here mad. But he does have head coaching experience. He could probably do this. Anyway.
Dan Walken is the guy who floated this and said other relevant factors can come into this. So the same dynamic as Florida State could be in play here. Ole Miss has one loss. They have a ways to fall here. If they lost to Mississippi State, then that's a different story. I don't think they're going to in the Egg Bowl, but if they did, then that actual fear is a real deal.
Sure. You're definitely right about that. But I guess here's my thing. This is really going to be a test of Lane Kiffin's, approval rating in Ole Miss. Because he's everything there right now with how he's at double-digit wins over the last 3 seasons. Clearly, he can navigate this era of college football in a really good way. But if you leave to go to another SEC school, does the fan base immediately turn on you? Do they even not? They don't want you coaching. If you don't want to stay with us and if you're not going to be with us, then, get out of here, pack your bags and go. I wonder how the fan base would react. Do they love Lane Kiffin so much and so unconditionally that he could spurn them and say, I'm taking the bigger paycheck, I'm going to the bigger program, and they'll still be fine with it?
Yeah, I think for me, I would have to look short term. Big picture, of course you're mad at Lane Kiffin, but whatever, you're in the playoff, man. Just try anything you can. You have a chance to win the whole thing because there's a lot of parity out there. I would not think about the next 5 years. I would just compartmentalize. As a fan, I don't care. I would just say do whatever you can to be a factor in this year's playoff.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. That's a lot of grace, is it not? To give a guy who's about to just dip on your program and who's had his family flying around the country while you're here in this, fighting for your lives in the SEC.
Put a poll out though. What would you want? I think most fans would be like, yeah, we're mad that you're leaving, but hey, give us a game plan here against whoever, Indiana. Yeah, like I mean, Kiffin's actually a hands-on coach too. He's not like a Matt Rule walk-around guy. He's a big deal for this team. If he leaves, as you said, Joe Judge, I mean that's a worst-case scenario. But generally, I think that their chances are greatly, greatly diminished. There's no way that they're going to rally. There's no interim coach bump in the college football playoff, right? So Lane Kiffin is a very big deal. I think most Ole Miss fans would be like, we hate you, but can you hang out for 3 weeks?
But we're going to need you. 888-710-4ISN. Before we're talking about Steve Sarkisian having to defend his future at Texas, that he actually, wants to stay there. Brad's in Oregon. Brad, what do you think about Sark? Should he jump to the NFL now?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Maggie, you were right. These coaches, I love the university I'm at. I'm not going anywhere. That's a kiss of death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a good deal comes along, they're out of there. And it's the same thing in the NFL. The owner turns around and said, no, my head coach is I'm staying with. A few days later, we had a mutual parting of the ways. It's just a kiss of death. But I want to get to the other thing is my favorite organization, the Cleveland Browns. We're talking about Sanders and how he looks against the Raiders. Everybody looks good against the Raiders. Okay? Yeah, Perloff could look good against the Raiders. It doesn't matter who it is. But let's say Sanders finishes out the year and he looks good and he wins a couple of games. Then what's this organization going to do? Are you going to trade him then? But if you keep him, are you going to draft a quarterback? It's like I've said before, this organization has got no clue of what they're doing out there.
And you know what, Brad? It's a great point. Solid call. Drop the mic. But here's the thing. Even when good things happen to the Browns, right? Even when the plan works, right? They tank, they get the number 1 pick, they take Baker Mayfield, they win a playoff game, and then they get him out of the building to take the shot on Deshaun Watson. Like, even when good things happen or when the air quotes plan works, it still doesn't work. They got the guy they wanted, Deshaun Watson. Now he can't stay healthy. He's got all those lawsuits hanging over him, the civil cases hanging over him. Even when they, in theory, Pearl, get what they want, the Browns still find the banana peel.
Yeah, kind of. That's true. By the way, the Raiders defense can be good in games. They kick the crap out of Bo Nix. I don't remember if anyone noticed that. And they destroyed Cam Ward. I remember watching some of that game. So they do have Max Crosby. I think there's enough. I don't think the Raiders are just this walkover that you saw against the Cowboys. They've had really good games. And even lately, they've had good games. So this is not going to be a cakewalk because it's the Raiders. I disagree with Brad on that. Like, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, I have a very, very careful game plan because although we say, oh, there's just Max Crosby, even that's enough to have hit a rookie quarterback. So I would be very careful about this game because the Raiders defense can all of a sudden get hot. This is a dangerous spot for Shedeur. Please play conservatively, Shedeur. That's all I ask. Do not try and make a play every play.
Well, I mean, both teams are bad, right?
Both teams are bad.
These are two teams that both have 2 wins. Like, there's just nothing great here. The Browns, the offense is so awful that even in a year when Myles Garrett will likely win Defensive Player of the Year, Pearl, on a 3-win team, have we ever even seen something like that? He would absolutely deserve it. He's playing so well. This might be the best he's ever played on a team that is destined for maybe the top pick. Right now they're sitting at 3. And don't forget, so they've had the 3rd pick of the draft, and they also have Jacksonville's pick. Right now that would be 19th. So that's a pretty nice, two pretty good spots there.
Right, but again, the issue is what will Shedeur look like? Nobody cares about who wins this game. I mean, actually both teams, as you described, would be better off losing. I just think that everyone's like, oh, it's the Raiders. They look bad against the Cowboys. This is not as simple a matchup as people are portraying at all. It was just 2 weeks ago, the Raiders held the Broncos to 10 points, a 10-7 loss. And one of them, I think it was because of a block punt, too, that they got some of those points. So, yeah, this is any NFL team going against a 5th-round pick, a rookie, is a very dangerous spot. It's hard to be a rookie quarterback. People forget that. I think people thought Shedeur was going to go in there and look like he did at Colorado. Nobody does that. That is the exception. Jaden Daniels is such a wild exception. Cam Newton was an exception. It's so hard to figure out NFL football that you've never seen before.
Yeah, and I think Shedeur, it's even harder because at least those guys we were talking about, we knew they were going to be the starters. So they got all of training camp. But Jaden Daniels and Cam Newton. You're talking about the two guys who came in, no doubt they were the starters, and they got everything. Shedeur is coming in as the fourth string, then third string, then second string. And at least now this week, they're actually putting in a game plan that suits his strengths.
Right. But even 80% of the rookies who get all the starter reps in practice still struggle. Like, there's no way practice doesn't even really prepare you for the actual live game. I mean, Cam Ward has taken a while to get it going, and he's not even so bad. He's number one pick. He's got the lowest QBR in the entire NFL. It's really hard to succeed as a rookie. So I think people also have to remember that with Shedeur. The expectations, because of the name, are just a little high.
Yeah, 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. I think the expectations are high because of the name, but also because we watched him play at Colorado, and he didn't look like a fifth-round pick to a lot of us.
Right, but even if he went number 6 overall, he was still going to struggle just because that's the rule. Rookie quarterbacks struggle, especially on that team. I mean, come on. There's nothing around him. Stefanski is – I don't know what Stefanski's doing. What happened to the coach of the year, Stefanski, either? Where's that guy? I don't see any good plays for Cleveland.
Well, do they have any good players?
Good question.
Good question, right? So I just wonder, like, is the coach on the hot seat? Is the general manager on the hot seat? Think of this horrible position that he's left his team in with this kind of quarterback class. Take the quarterback room. If you even take Shedeur out of it, you basically left this team with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, and somewhere Bailey Zappi is in the background. Like, you claim that you want to develop these guys, but is this really the best way to do it? To have absolutely no one else in the quarterback room who can show them the way?
Are you sure the owner didn't say, hey, gut this season, we'll get our quarterback? You know, did the owner ask for a tank? I'm sure the actions say he did. You know, they got rid of Flacco and Pickett. Somebody said, hey, it's not about this year. So maybe they made assurances to Kevin Stefanski. And by the way, the one thing about the GM, he had a great draft. You know, you got Mason Graham in the first round. It's awesome. And he got Carson Schlesinger, who he might be first team All-Pro linebacker. So he's on a hot streak, believe it or not, which is funny. So what?
Except for what's the most important position on the field?
Well, no, but he was told we're going in for quarterback next year. I think he's doing what he was told there. I mean, listen, they didn't pay anything. They signed Joe Flacco, who's 40, Kenny Pickett, who's on the garbage heap, and a third round and fifth round pick. It's not like
they traded for Pickett. They wanted Pickett.
A 6th round pick. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they're basically the cheapest quarterback room in the entire NFL.
Right, because the Deshaun thing went so badly.
Right. They're still rebounding from that. So you're right. They didn't have a choice, but no coach is going to win with that quarterback room. I think the ownership might have said to Stefanski, "Hey, listen, play out this year, and we're gonna give you a number 1 pick next year." It feels like a tank, right?
Yeah, but like you may have calculated wrong, but it might have been the wrong year for the tank.
Because of the quarterback? Yeah, you
exactly.
never know.
Like you tanked before the 2018 season, and you had a great quarterback class. Now it took a while for some of the guys, but this is going to be a couple Hall of Famers in this class with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Obviously, Baker, started off with winning a playoff game for the first time in Cleveland since the 90s.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold even.
Darnold now has at least stabilized where he's a starter on a team that looks like maybe a Super Bowl contender. I know he's coming off of a bad game. This was a good class.
Well, first of all, no one knew Baker Mayfield was going to go number 1. That was shocking.
It was a little stunning. But that's only
he was like a second
size,
round. Yeah, he was like a second round pick in mock drafts a month before. Everyone thought Josh Rosen was the man in that draft.
Yeah.
But I do think that if the Browns coming into the season probably thought, okay, who does Jimmy Haslam love more than anyone? Peyton Manning. They probably thought they were tanking for Lenore Sellers or Arch Manning. I mean, you never know. And even next year's draft, everyone's like, oh, that's going to be a great draft. You never know on quarterbacks. Hey, maybe Ty Simpson's going to be great. Maybe Fernando Mendoza is going to be great. I think they probably told Stefanski, don't worry about it. Just try and develop these young guys, and we'll see what we have at the end of the year. Yeah, would you be shocked if they kept him?
No, I wouldn't be shocked if they kept him. But the Browns, to me, Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, add them to the graveyard of Browns quarterbacks that are just going to fail. You need such superhuman ability to even somewhat raise the floor for the Browns. I'm serious. it almost like it can't even be one person. There's no one person I think that could even get them out of this. I think that if Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson had been Browns quarterbacks, they'd be in the dustbin of history. Seriously. And these guys have all the ability in the world, right? And they would not succeed.
Yeah, you could be right. Also, I think Jimmy Haslam would definitely, and I think he will make this call. I think he will call the Mannings and say, hey, if Arch wants to come out, we'll take him number 1, 2, or 3 overall. Definitely will try that.
Honestly,
I guarantee it.
What's even the point of being a Manning if you let any one of your progeny go to Cleveland?
Well,
I'm serious.
I mean,
you manipulated Eli Manning to not go to the Chargers, which look like the freaking Steelers compared to the Browns. And you got him not to go to that franchise and to go to New York. If you let Arch go to Cleveland, everyone's asleep at the wheel at the Manning house.
I think, Maggie, to challenge your point about, Mendoza and Simpson being dead man walking if they arrive in Cleveland, I think in some ways that's also been some of the problem with Cleveland is that they've been looking for a savior when really they should be looking to build a real football team, not just where is the quarterback going to come in and save us. How about we actually support the quarterback with a good running game, multiple receivers, a great offensive line, getting a real, I know Kevin Stefanski wasn't, considered a good offensive play caller, but an offensive play caller can come in and change life. Because I think about with the Lions, they were looking for a savior this whole time. They thought they had it in Matthew Stafford, and Matthew Stafford was amazing, and then they couldn't get any wins. They eventually had to make a trade to trade their franchise guy to get a guy who maybe wasn't as talented, but they supported him with a bunch of other guys, and then they found now a team that is competing for a Super Bowl. Your Buffalo Bills, when Josh Allen got drafted, they booed him. They drafted a guy who was not perfect. So we look at Simpson, Mendoza, and these guys may not be perfect products, but it's not really going to be just necessarily about the player. It's going to be about a lot of other things that are going to go around that guy.
So you're totally right about that. And the Penei Sewells and the Aiden Hutchinsons and these guys, that certainly contributed. But I ask you, do you believe that this regime can do that? Because, when you're talking about Buffalo or you're talking about Detroit, they brought in all new people. It was Sean McDermott was in his second season when they drafted Josh Allen. I think Brandon Beane was in his first because McDermott got there first before the GM. Dan Campbell came in. They had Brad Holmes. They had to completely change it. This Cleveland brain trust, we've already seen them now for 5-6 years?
Well, the counterpoint, though, would be that they almost did it with Baker, and then they panicked. Yeah. Right? That team.
They went for the shiny object.
The team they had with Baker, they couldn't control Nick Chubb blowing up his knee. They couldn't control, Kareem Hunt getting old. They had a good team. But Baker got hurt. Other guys had issues, and the team fell apart. This team has built a solid offense and a solid overall group with a franchise quarterback before. They just got panicked when the guy got hurt and the fans turned on them, and then they went to Deshaun Watson, and now they've been trying to fix that mistake for the last 4 years, basically.
Yeah. Well,
they did do it, though.
I'm not sure Baker Mayfield's – I think they didn't think he had a ceiling that was Super Bowl, and I'm not sure that that's not wrong. I'm not sure Baker Mayfield's ever going to win a Super Bowl.
That's fine, but my point is they weren't it wasn't like they were that far away.
Right,
they went to
but
Kansas City,
they thought,
they competed. They only lost by a touchdown. This was not like this was a team that was light years away from regularly competing, and they did not have this John Elway figure coming in. Not that that's the wrong guy to use for that, but they didn't have some guy coming in that was a savior that was going to just take over the team.
But they feel light years now.
But if they got
they've gone backwards.
If they had Houston version of Deshaun Watson, they probably would be quite an elite team. I know that's not going to exist. Right. But I think he was definitely the highest of Deshaun Watson is way higher than the highest of Baker Mayfield to me. That was what they're thinking. Baker gets the playoffs, but is he gonna win a Super Bowl? And their logic makes sense. By the way, there was a lot of rumors that Haslam was going to bring in Peyton Manning to run the team when Manning retired because they are close friends. Why not give Peyton Manning the John Elway treatment? I know you were talking about Elway, the player. Let Peyton run the team because him and Haslam are Tennessee buddies. And bring in Arch. I like that.
I got fooled with Tom Brady. And by the way, all of Peyton Manning's recommendations to EJ's Jets have been awful. Adam Gase, what was that?
I think that he's actually been trying to tank the Jets secretly.
I don't know why, though. He went back to Tennessee just so he didn't have to go there, was the story. Then he recommends Adam Gase. He is actively hurting the Jets, but I don't know why.
That's a stupid question. I don't get it. We beat him 41-0 in the playoff game. Is he still holding on to that?
That's a hell of a grudge.
That was in 1998.
It's 2002?
Oh, 2002? What am I thinking of? Different game. Anyway, this is like I'm done on the I'm out on the awesome players going to the front office now. Like
Yeah, but
what makes us think that you told me what makes you think Tom Brady's going to be good at any of this? I said, well, maybe he sees talent, this, that. Turns out he has had no good tangible impact on the Raiders. Why would Peyton Manning have an impact on the Browns?
Because someone's got to have the power to say no to Jimmy Haslam and his wife. That's another big issue with the Browns. So maybe, I don't know, just try something different because whatever they're doing now ain't working. That's my only logic. Hey, it's totally different than the Andrew Berry, Sashi Brown, Paul DePodesta. Like none of it is working. So maybe take a Hail Mary with Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning, listen, he's very connected. He runs the Manning camp. Like, listen, there are worse hires than Peyton Manning.
I don't think Peyton would attach his brand to the Browns.
No, I mean, so in 2017, there were widespread reports that they were going to hire him to be or offer him to be the president of the team. And I think he said no thanks.
Yeah,
because,
probably.
But he is
kidding.
Most people
but they
say
are
no to
definitely
Cleveland.
they are close friends by all reports.
Well, maybe
People keep saying that, but then Peyton don't want to give his nephew to him. He don't want to work for him.
But how do you know he doesn't want to give his nephew to him?
Cleveland! We talked about this on the show when
when
it was like, Jimmy Haslam had to basically come out and say, hey, listen, guys, like Arch is not coming out from what we know. Remember that happened during training camp? Like we all had to talk about this on the show. We were like, oh, they're clearly setting up a situation where Arch can come in and play for the Browns next year. And basically, you had to be the owner had to come out and say, hey, listen, I know Peyton's my friend, but we're hearing that Arch is not coming out. So he don't want he's not sending his nephew to the NFL. He don't want to work for him. I don't know how close these guys are.
Also, sometimes you don't want to work with your friends. Like, it would have made all the sense in the world that Matt Rule would go to Penn State because the athletic director is his best friend, and instead they're not doing it. So I don't know if all that's cracked up to be. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Got a little Browns conversation in there with Shedeur Sanders starting against the Raiders on Sunday. Coming up next. Oh, gosh. One team that just thought they had their franchise quarterback could be looking for another one.
Okay.
Yeah, not Cleveland, someone else. Maggie and Perloff Show.
All right, Maggie, I know it's a very, very stressful night for you in the Gray household because your Buffalo Bills are playing. But if you want to have some fun, I think you should focus more on Prize Picks because Prize Picks is where you can get paid for being right. And right now, you can keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. It's so simple to use. You just pick two or more players across any sport, and there's a ton going on tonight. Pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you could win.
Okay, did you know that there is a quarterback for the Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, named Lunch Winfield?
No.
Amazing. New favorite player. They play Arkansas State tonight. 176 and a half passing yards. I'm going to go more than. And if you're talking about my fears for tonight, taking all my allegiances out of it, I'd probably go with Dalton Schultz over 38 and a half receiving yards if I were to bet this game. Bills have trouble covering tight ends. That might be smart for you. Anyway, Prize Picks has become our obsession, so if you want to play along with us, come on in.
Is that his real name, Lunch?
I don't know if it's his real name, but that's awesome. Lunch Winfield. Let's go Raging Cajuns. Okay, download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code MMP. Get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MMP on Prize Picks. You get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. So win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. – 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 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 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, this portion of the show is brought to you by Ethos Life, the easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam, just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Yeah, I hope everyone was listening to the last segment because we solved the Cleveland Browns. No, I'm just kidding.
We need like MIT physicists
no,
to
it's
solve the Browns.
They have. I think they have half of the MIT staff is working in Cleveland. They couldn't figure it out. You know the Yogi Berra expression that it's hard to predict things, especially the future.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's very true, and it's even harder to predict what the Browns are going to do. So I honestly, you know why? I don't think they know what they're going to do. We were talking
well,
about
that's abundantly clear.
Yeah, right? Like this could all change from week to week. You think the Cowboys are a week-to-week team. I think Jimmy Haslam and the Browns are a week-to-week team. So we're sitting here and trying to figure out the impact of Shedeur Sanders. It is it's got like a circus vibe, right? Anything could happen here.
Kind of fitting that it's in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, and we're talking about should Peyton Manning take over the team? Like, what are they going to do? There are no good ways out. Myles Garrett is there. He took the money. That was a mistake. But I got to tell you, I'm excited as all get out for this game. I am so excited to see Shedeur play. I was excited to see him play in the preseason. Remember what a big deal that was?
Yeah, it was in our little world. But that's when we're all jonesing for football. Now he's going to have to compete against some other really good games on the slate this week.
Oh, my, our little world? Get out of here. Nobody, what games? Who cares? It's Shador. He's going to be, if they put that on Big Fox at 425 with Brady calling it, that would be the biggest game of the week.
I don't think that's going to happen. No, we got bigger games. We've got Steelers-Bears.
Oh, great.
Can I introduce you to a little, how about Colts-Chiefs? A lot on the line there, Pearl.
No, that's a big game. But Mason Rudolph versus the Bears, and the Bears figuring out a way to win. That's going to be ugly. Yeah, there's a ton of big games. That Colts-Chiefs is a big deal, but
Eagles-Cowboys, nice little rivalry. Things going bad in Eagles land, which is always fun. Drama.
Shador-Sanders. I counter with Shador. Okay, here's the question for you, Maggie.
Yeah.
You could watch one game this week, and you can't find out what happened in all the other games. You can't find out who won the Colts game, the Chiefs game. You can't find out.
No, I need to watch Colts-Chiefs. That's my number one game I need to watch.
Okay, so you're going to come into work Monday, and you're going to have no idea how Shador-Sanders did. That wouldn't frustrate you?
Vikings-Packers? I mean, there are more games out there than just Shador.
Oh, man, I don't know. Yeah, I would want to know what Shador did.
What's that?
Full meet ESPN has more games than just Shador.
Yeah, well, again.
So you would come in Monday morning, everybody be talking at the water cooler about Shador-Sanders, and you'd be like, what happened?
Yeah, well, considering we get here 5 hours before anyone arrives at a water cooler, it'd be something. Let's get to Bogish, who's got headlines. What's up?
Good morning again, guys. Your headlines are sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC. All is right in Knicks land this morning. Jalen Brunson was back last night in Dallas, scoring 28 points after missing 2 games with that ankle scare. And they finally have a road win on their 5th try, but it wasn't without drama.
Lively the catch, the touch to Williams. He's on the drive. He got to the rim, scoring. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul.
Oh, my goodness.
They called an offensive foul on Brandon Williams with 7/10 of a second remaining. JT Orr made the call. And I need to see a replay.
Well, we're going to
he hooked him. He absolutely hooked him. Got his left arm around the hip.
Was that really? Yeah, he did.
He did.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, poor Mavs radio. Your thoughts, Jason Kidd?
Tough call. He had a good look. They called a foul.
They called a foul on Brandon Williams. It was legit hooking his way around Landry Shamet.
Who bumped him right before the hook, by the way. Should have got the call there.
Minimal contact. No, that's not a foul.
Here's a question.
I don't know. That looked like a bump to me.
Minimal contact.
Has Mike Breen ever given a double bang on an offensive foul? That should just be hilarious. So yesterday, Kendrick Perkins called the Mavs the most embarrassing team in sports because now they're shopping Anthony Davis, Pearl, and the firing of Nico Harrison, and Nico traded Luka, and all the dysfunction. He said they're the most dysfunctional and embarrassing in sports. And I didn't think about that for a second. I'm like, is he actually right? We were just talking about the Browns. They're pretty dysfunctional and embarrassing. The Jets, I think, might have a say.
Yes, Are you guys familiar with the Buffalo Sabres? They're not good at all either.
But they're kind of irrelevant. Like for you have to be relevant, I think, and embarrassing, no?
The answer is no, I am not familiar with the Buffalo. I mean, I'm familiar with, I know it's a franchise. Why, are they doing bad?
Oh, they haven't been good since. I went to college. They stunk before I got there. I went to college. They stunk while I was there, and I've left, and they still stink.
Yeah, but the counter that, though, the Mavs have Cooper Flagg.
Not last night because he had an illness, but yes, you're right. I mean, they did get that kind of saved their bacon.
And they definitely should be shopping Anthony Davis, obviously. I don't know anyone who doesn't think that, except for maybe Kendrick.
I don't know. I'm like, is Florida Gators football more embarrassing? Like, I don't know what's LSU. Now things are kind of maybe looking up because they might get Lane Kiffin.
Penn State football.
Yeah. I mean,
Florida Gators football.
John Sumrall from Tulane basically just said, I'm taking my name out of consideration. Like now coaches are saying no thanks to Florida is a report I read yesterday. Anyway, I don't know.
Florida, I mean, obviously Florida is a known powerhouse in basketball.
Well,
I'm just
slump buster.
Slump buster from last year.
Thank God.
I don't know. If you just had like water gun to your stomach, most embarrassing franchise in sports right now, go.
Clippers, for sure.
Clippers?
Always the Clippers.
Yeah. I think this is a pro question, too. I wouldn't ever answer a college for this question, and I the Browns are pretty
up there, right?
Yeah, and again, the Jets, the Giants. There seems like there's a lot of them around here.
I think
Bengals.
The Bengals and the
Raiders are bad.
The Bengals and the Mavs have something interesting where these are two teams, and the Mavs even more so. Where they were just on the precipice of a championship,
right?
Yeah,
and then now they're just a complete disaster. Like that's probably where they're similar. And maybe for the Mavs, you want to make the case that they're the most embarrassing. You say, well, how do you go from being in the NBA Finals
with a superstar,
with a superstar who's young and in theory should be there for the next 15 years, to you're trading Anthony Davis?
Selling low on Anthony Davis, who was the guy you got for your superstar.
It's like, how'd you get him? Why is he here? Where's Luka? And you're one of the worst teams in the NBA now? How did that happen so fast?
Yeah, the Bengals, you're right. I mean, Burrow now back at practice, as Bogusch told us last hour, but the season's over.
I mean, all that being said, this could be a pretty sweet tank job by the Mavs. Because, I mean, I'm not a...
They should tank.
I mean, this NBA draft looks pretty good. I mean, they could end up in a great spot here.
They just got the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, and then what if they got the number 1 this year, too? Oh, my God. Can you imagine that Kansas kid and Cooper Flag together? We're talking like the new Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, they have to pivot. Like, the pivot is a smart move. Now, it's going to be embarrassing to watch the tank happen. And watch watching Klay Thompson limp around out there was just, it's sad watching.
Yeah, I forgot he was on the Mavericks for a split second.
Like he's just, I mean, man, get ready to learn Peacock, buddy. Like that's where you're gonna be soon.
Damn. You mean the booth?
Yeah,
get to Stanford.
Yeah. Get ready to hang out with Jay.
His dad's a great broadcaster. He can follow
Haslam and Dirk Nowitzki.
I don't know. Clay likes being on the boat. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna want to do all that work.
They should do a boat cam.
Oh yeah,
him checking in.
Lots of water.
By the way, he's
Dallas,
doing fine.
Texas.
He's got Megan Thee Stallion. He's doing more.
I was gonna say, I don't feel bad for Klay Thompson.
I don't either. That dude is living a life.
He seems like such a good guy. He's been a great NBA player. I hate to see guys.
He's going to the Hall of Fame. He's fine.
Yeah, but he probably should have never left Golden State. I'm seeing him in this weird Dallas Maverick uniform last night, stinking it up, and I'm like, this is not how Klay Thompson's career is supposed to end.
I kind of like. I feel like they're subtly just tripped into a full Sixers process. Like they could luck into a really good team coming out
seriously,
of this.
I agree.
Yeah, because if they get, I mean, listen, they need a lot of lottery. You think the lottery's fixed, right? So they're not going to give them number 1 overall. But can you imagine, like AJ DeBanza or Darren Peterson and Cooper Flag? Like all of a sudden, you have 2 20-year-old superstars on your team. I don't know. I don't think you and I never thought Luka and that Mavs team was going to get over the top because the Thunder were coming up behind them really fast.
They beat the Thunder in the playoffs.
Wait,
yeah,
EJ,
but they weren't going to beat the Thunder as the Thunder matured, though. I really believe that.
Can we just put up a poll question, or not a poll question, a Twitter question, but not poll results, just blank. Most embarrassing franchise in sports right now. Bogues, back to you.
The Knicks won this game. I don't think I've mentioned that. 113, 111. And they did so despite missing 33s and 16 free throws.
And 10 of them, like in the final 30 seconds. It was awful. Continue.
Apparently, no team before in NBA history had won a game in regulation while missing that many of those shots.
You know what they say about my New York Knicks, just breaking barriers.
Is that what they say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, into the conference finals? Mm-hmm. Okay. A top 5 men's college basketball showdown last night in Storrs, Connecticut. 3rd-ranked UConn didn't have starting center Taris Reed, though, so they got out-rebounded by 20 and lost to 4th-ranked Arizona 71-67, which gave us this post-game from Dan Hurley.
We got punked. We punked out. It's going to be a bad film session coming out of here where there are people. There's a street fight going on in the paint. And, men can't watch fights, you can't stand on the outside, when your buddies are in a fight, you get in the fight, you don't stand on the periphery of the fight. And I think we see a lot of clips where guys were, not in the fight.
So I can't play for Dan Hurley because I like to watch fights.
I don't want to be in that.
I prefer
fights.
Yeah.
That Dan Hurley practice is going to be
practice today.
Also,
it's going to be Mortal Kombat.
But think about Arizona. So they have already beaten Florida. They already beat UCLA. And now they just went to Storrs all the way across the country and beat UConn.
What did Bryce James do in that game yesterday? Was he playing?
No, he's redshirting probably.
Bummer.
Arizona's legit.
That's what
they
I'm
got
saying.
a lot of size. They got Koa Pete is one of the best freshmen. You want to talk about this freshman class that's coming in. They are a good team. Like, shout out to their head coach. He used to be assistant at Gonzaga.
There it is. Yeah.
Found it.
Got a couple of fun matchups coming up, too. They play Auburn on December 6th and then Alabama on December 13th.
God, shout out Tommy Lloyd.
I'm keeping an eye on the Arizona Wildcats, Pearl.
I'd love it. I'm in. Actually, nah, I don't know. I need another team. I've never
Biggest bandwagon ever. I'm in.
Yeah. No, I've never. It's funny. They've always been good my entire life, basically, and I've never really engaged with the Arizona Wildcats
You seem
bandwagon.
like a Miles Simon, Mike Bibby.
No, for some reason, that team did not capture my imagination.
Mike Bibby wearing the Nike foam posits
Richard Jefferson
didn't get you on that bandwagon.
They had a big kid. Remember, they had a big left-handed kid, Michael Wright, I think his name was. Do you remember that guy?
Ironic.
Yeah. Anyway, I played with him at Hoop City once. He destroyed me.
Dope.
Yeah, I think he's a New Yorker. But no, I don't know. You remember that Miles Simon team? Like that was not the easiest team to love. I don't remember that being a great bandwagon
team. That backcourt was awesome.
Yeah, I remember them being super cool.
They
that
were
court
cool.
and Lute Olson and those uniforms.
Yeah, I don't know, but Arizona, because Lute Olson came from a background of controversy. I never engaged with Arizona basketball. They're not a huge national brand, in my opinion, like Duke or some of these other, or North Carolina.
You didn't fall in love with Arizona during the Aaron Gordon days? How come?
No.
Wow.
No. But it's pretty far away from where I live.
Days, that was 1 year.
You guys know
Like
how I
6
love
months,
bandwagon.
really.
Listen, I have no problem with jumping on any bandwagon, but that one never did it. You ever been into Arizona Wildcats basketball?
I find that I pick them every year to win the tournament, and they never do.
I pick Izzo every year, and Michigan State go to the Final Four. That actually worked for a long time.
I'm looking at Mike Bibby and these foam posits, and I'm like, I don't know how Pearl didn't jump on this bandwagon. This guy was the coolest guy in college basketball.
Okay, that's where we're going to leave it, folks. Thanks so much. Coming up, okay, we got some new information about a certain quarterback injury, and the domino effects from this could be substantial. We'll get to that next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Wait, I was just saying.
Well, infinity died with a thud so loud it scared the pigeons off a goddamn cloud. People packed up faster than a bad first date, and bloody, yeah, that man was gone before they even closed the gate. They checked his desk, checked the hall, checked the bathroom stall like he might have hit a wall, but nope, he dipped out like a criminal on the run. A master after class and I'm never coming back, son. And folks whispered maybe there's a merger, maybe a fix. But nobody, this thing blew up like a firecracker in a box of beer. It's Glorio splat, that big messy crash. Infinity hit the pavement like a sack of hot trash. It's all over now, no merger, no deal. Just a cosmic middle finger and a this is real. A lot of ghosted words like it owed him money. And Daly's out there smashing Ruben Pierre. It's hilarious, honey. Infinity is dead, the frontier is clear. Daly owns the courts and Pete ain't fucking here. Rube shows up with a racket like today's my day. Pierre's got wristbands like he's headed to the ballet. They stretch, they grunt, their hopes are high. Daly shows up and they immediately want to cry. Daily fire serves like he's pissed at God, while Rube whips so hard it's honestly odd. Pierre swings like he's mixing pancake batter. Daly wins again like it even matters. Glorious flat, the end came quick, no merger coming, not a damn trick. Infinity flatline like a possum in the road, and Daly's handing ass whoopings in tennis mode. Pierre's praying for mercy, Ruben's lost his soul. Daly sends them home like pay the damn toll. And Bellotti, a ghost, a legend, a myth. His PDO balance must be absolutely fucking sick. Some men chase dreams, some chase paychecks. Daly chases Rube his dignity, breaking his necks. But I chase freedom like a man possessed. Infinity
and this season doesn't really matter.
No, they're done.
What
Yeah.
I'm getting at is that with this draft class, the Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels class from 2 years ago, teams are going to have a decision to make after the third year. That's the first time these guys are going to be eligible to get paid. This is also when you have to decide on the fifth-year option. There are decisions that get made with these young quarterbacks that come a lot faster than you may think. So for Penix and for the Falcons, they do not have a first-round draft pick this year because of a colossal mistake, in my opinion, to trade away their first-round pick to the Rams. So they may have to go into the market now for a quarterback, right? Like Cousins is going to be gone after this year. And so you're going to have Penix coming off of knee surgery. You don't have a first-round pick, so you're going to have to get some kind of meaningful backup if you feel like you are still trying to contend in the NFC South. Like, this is a very unenviable situation for the Falcons. For people who wanted to praise them for keeping Cousins and having Michael Penix, well, for now moving forward, it hasn't done anything for you in the short term, and it's not going to do anything for you in the long term either.
Yeah, and also the injury might keep him out of Week 1, 2026. So,
exactly.
So can I introduce you to Joseph Raymond Flacco?
No, Flacco only does the AFC. I don't think he does NFC teams.
He was an Eagle. Flacco said, actually, I saw this story recently. Flacco does want to start next year. So Flacco could be an option. That's what we're talking about. I don't think that the fifth year, they have 5 years. Like Justin Fields, after the fourth year, they made a decision in Chicago. I mean, there's obviously no way they're re-signing Michael Penix after his third year. He's on his third ACL repair. That's not good. I would say he has zero chance of getting a $50 million contract after next year. So you're going to just wait till the fourth year. When does that fifth year option come into play? You'll see enough of him next year to know if he's even worth considering. He has no chance of getting that massive contract.
Okay, but you know how this works. Sometimes people feel like they need to double down on their decisions to keep their jobs. Like if I'm the GM in Atlanta, I'm hoping to God that Michael Penix works out. This is the plan, right? This is you decided to maybe overdraft him or whatever when you had Kirk Cousins already sitting there. And, you got to hope this Penix thing works out. And sometimes I think GMs see what they want to see. This is what happened to Miami with Tua. They saw what they wanted to see. They were trying to save their jobs and say, look, we're right. This is why they gave him all that money. Same in Jacksonville. They were trying to say, hey, we were right about Trevor Lawrence. Nothing to see here. Let's give him $55 million. We'll all move on. Well, I don't know if that was the right move with both Tua and with Trevor.
Yeah, but even Tua and Trevor had much, much more proven success than Michael Penix. Also, I would assume at some point, the Falcons are going to move on to GM, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I would think that I'd be shocked if Terry Fontenot lasted the entire offseason. That it's looking bad.
But then you're getting rid of Raheem Morris also?
Probably.
And now you're back on the bench. So now
yes.
You've got two people coming in who had nothing to do with drafting Michael
Yeah, that's
Penix.
what I'm saying. I don't think that there's any. I think in this situation, you probably wouldn't double down. Honestly,
so then you're looking for a franchise quarterback again.
Yeah, so you tank next year, whether you want to or not. Well, maybe not. Maybe you get Flacco in and you do the same thing the Browns did. Take a puncher's chance with Joe Flacco or somebody like that. And then, you definitely tank. And then get in the DJ Lagway game. He'd fit nicely. He'd look cool in the Falcons uniform. Because unfortunately, Penix's health, we knew it coming in, and it's been a problem. I feel bad for the guy because I've loved him ever since Indiana. But 26 and on 3 ACLs, that ain't good.
I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders is starting this weekend for the Raiders. He's auditioning, I think, for teams like the Falcons. I think he's auditioning for teams like Miami. I think he is auditioning for teams who could bring him in, who have these really dicey quarterback situations where you're not sure which way the wind's going to blow, who's staying, who's going. And I think that's a big deal. John's in California, wants to talk about rookie quarterbacks. Good morning, John.
How you doing today?
Best shape of our life.
Oh, good. I love your show. I love the yin and yang. I like everything about you guys. But I want to bring up Brock Purdy a few years back coming off the bench as a rookie to lead the 49ers to the playoffs. And I think that's a success story there. And I don't think it's not only just the physical part, it's the mental part. He came off the bench ready to go in terms of adjustments and on the blitzes and the coverage. And I know you guys might throw in the Kyle Shanahan thing in terms of, he makes quarterbacks successful, but I still think it's the mental part of the game, and I think Purdy was ready for that. I don't know if Shedeur is ready for that.
John, interesting, right? We're all going to find out together, won't we? As far as the mental side, I don't worry about that with Shedeur Sanders, Pearl. I think that he, by all accounts, locked in, playbook, understood it. You couldn't tell that against the second half against the Ravens, but everything was underwater at that point. I don't know. He seems like a guy who's able to compartmentalize, right? He's grown up in the spotlight. Seems like he's had a lot of pressure on him from a pretty young age. I'm not worried about the mental side. Are you?
Yeah, definitely. Because what was it, Andrew Barry's line that he speaks English and has to learn Mandarin in the pros. So you just saw it at Colorado. It was a lot of freelancing. He was, and his previous stop, he was the best player on the field. Like he could do whatever he wanted. So he had to learn out of thin air how to run a pro offense. So in that sense, of course he's smart enough to do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think there's a big adjustment. I don't know I think Brock Purdy. Did he run a spread at Iowa State? I don't know, but it does seem like certain quarterbacks pick up the pro rhythm really fast. Shedeur, according to the team, had a lot to learn. So I do feel like, yes, it's hard, especially when you don't see live bullets. I do worry that Shedeur is not really ready to run an NFL offense yet. So it's that line by Barry. Maybe he was just saying, he's like, Shedeur is way far behind Dylan Gabriel. That's what they said it a million times. For some reason, Dylan Gabriel, because he played everywhere, probably was ahead.
Which is funny because everyone said, well, he's got Pat Shurmur as his offensive coordinator who was in the pros. It turns out that was all for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that weird that the Shurmur was his OC and he doesn't know a pro-style offense?
Meanwhile, Brock Purdy also had something else really big going for him. Christian McCaffrey was a nice weapon to help out a rookie at that point. Coming up next, Maggie and Perloff's King of the Mountain.
Checked the bathroom stall like he might have hit a wall, but no, Pete dipped out like a criminal on the run. A master class and I'm never coming back, son. And folks whispered maybe there's a merger, maybe a fix. But nobody, this thing blew up like a firecracker in a box of beer. It's Glorio splat, that big messy crash. Infinity hit the pavement like a sack of hot trash. It's all over now, no merger, no deal. Just a cosmic middle finger and a this is real. A lot of ghosted words like it owed him money, and Daly's out there smashing Ruben Pierre. It's hilarious, honey. Infinity is dead, the frontier is clear. Daly owns the courts and Pete ain't fucking here. Rube shows up with a racket like today's my day. Pierre's got wristbands like he's headed to the ballet. They stretch, they grunt, their hopes are high. Daly shows up and they immediately want to cry. Daly fire serves like he's pissed at God, while Rube whips so hard it's honestly odd. Pierre swings like he's mixing pancake batter. Daly wins again like it even matters. Glorious flat, the end came quick, no merger coming, not a damn trick. Infinity flatline like a possum in the road, and Daly's handing ass whoopings in tennis mode. Pierre's praying for murder, see Ruba's lost his soul. Daly sends them home like pay the damn toll. And Bellotti, a ghost, a legend, a myth. His PDO balance must be absolutely fucking sick. Some men chase dreams, some chase paychecks. Daly chases Rube his dignity, breaking his necks. But I chase freedom like a man possessed. Infinity chased a merger, but that idea got stomped to death. Oh, glorious plan, the final crash down. Infinity blew up like a carnival clown. Daly's still out there winning by 10. Ruben's questioning life fears like never again. And Bellotti's still missing, not a sight, not a peep. He's the goat of not working, the king of oversleep. So raise your damn glass, the truth's crystal clear. It's all over, no murder. And Daly owns the fucking year.
One minute remaining. Five seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Will he or won't he? The Lane Kiffin story. Welcome to Maggie and Perloff. It's the college football coaches, Pearl, that have our attention this morning, and welcome to the show. Get to the King of the Mountain in just a moment, but Lane Kiffin is one domino that's very important right now in college football, because if he stays at Ole Miss, well, then he stays. Now LSU and Florida go on their way and do their coaching hires and searches, maybe in a typical fashion. Same Penn State, Auburn, Arkansas, list goes on and on. If Lane decides to move, well, then all of a sudden now it's a little bit more interesting. And it's not just Lane. Steve Sarkisian yesterday having to address the media and address more reports and rumors, rather, that he could be looking at the NFL as well. Now, listen, maybe this is a contract negotiation stuff and trying to use the NFL to get a little more money or what have you. But now we've had two things. Diana Rossini's report from a couple weeks ago that Sark's agents were sniffing around the NFL. And then Desmond Howard, of all people, kind of drops this thing in our laps of, hey, I'm hearing there could be a parting of the ways.
You did. Yeah. I mean, I think the big question, if they lose bad to A&M, would they fire him? I would hope not. I mean, I understand. I just think they're a young team, and we overrated them coming into the season. I did. Everybody did. So I would hope they give Sark another chance. And again, would Sark leave for the NFL to avoid all the college football headaches? I just don't think Sark is a hot enough prospect right now. It's very rare, actually. Like, there are not that many guys who jump from college to pro. It doesn't. Most of the hires are offensive coordinators, right? I mean, that's probably, what do we have, 7 openings? Probably 5 OCs will get hired. So I do not expect that to happen. Now, if Lane leaves Ole Miss, like, is Ole Miss that attractive that we're even putting it in that category with Florida? They were going to offer Lane, we heard yesterday, $13.5 million. That's a huge salary. So maybe that becomes a big-time job. I don't know. I'm very, very interested to see this, especially who's leaving for Florida. Then that job opens up. Who's taking Penn State? Then that job opens up. Is it going to be Matt Campbell? Is it going to be Ryan Silverfield? Like, what is happening here? Maggie, give me some clarity. The carousel is spinning too fast.
It's too much for everybody. I don't know. I mean, or maybe the G5 coaches are more in play, once Lane Kiffin decides out. My big thing is, let's just say, so Steve Sarkisian, we can play the clip for you again. Manny, can I please hear cut 11 on Sark just adamant about his future in Austin?
Before I get into our team, something that has been bothering me now over the past few weeks, and that is people reporting that, or insinuating that there's a possibility I could leave the University of Texas, and that is absolutely false and untrue. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, more from Sark saying he's upset with these reports and he is there long term.
I came here to win championships. I've got 2 kids enrolled at the University of Texas, 1 in law school, 1 on our team. I've got a 3rd that hopefully decides to enroll at the University of Texas next fall, and my wife and I just had our son here in Austin. This is our home.
Yeah, had no clue that Sark just had a baby.
There's a picture. It was between, I think, week 1 and 2, and it's the cutest little kid.
Oh, sure. Okay, so a lot of reasons to stay in Austin. The problem with this, with Sark, is not anything that has to actually do with him. It's the profession. And we've all been lied to so much in the past. This is going back decades, grandfather generation. Coaches lie. They lie about this. And if Sark really does want to go to the NFL, because that happens, college coaches do go to the NFL, Pearl, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but he can always come back to college. I think that now would be the time to go. And
I just think that I disagree, because I think Texas is such a great job. I mean, I know about the pressure, but I mean, it's the place that everyone wants to live is Austin, Texas. The program, when you got Arch Manning coming back, who would leave? And Arch has played better and better as the season's gone along. Who would leave this team? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, are we sure Arch is coming back? I mean, this day and age in the NFL, I'm not trying to start rumors or anything, but this day and age in college football, he is free to go if he wants to.
Well, if Sark stays, I would think he waited around 2 years behind Quinn Ewers. I'd be shocked if Sark stays, he's going to leave now. I wouldn't see that happening.
Is it going that great? I mean, they're not making the college football playoff this year. They're ranked 17th in the country. At one point, they were not ranked at all. So I don't know.
I mean, they've beaten 2 top 10 teams.
I'd go play for Lincoln Riley. I just think there's other options out there. But here's a question.
Yeah.
Let's just say for funsies, let's say that this Texas job opens up. I mean, we think that LSU and Florida are attractive. The Longhorns job opens up, and I think it's going to be like people racing to get their name in for that.
Yeah, but I think if it opened up, when does it open up? Are the big names? Lane is going to be probably gone. I don't know. Is it going to be too late to attract a big name? Are we talking like an Urban Meyer, Nick Saban kind of big name? Are we talking about like which college coach would jump?
I'm thinking Cliff Kingsbury would probably jump at it. I'm thinking it's guys like that. Maybe
Yeah,
not Nick
sense.
Saban, but I don't think Nick Saban's coming back for anything and anybody. I'm steadfast on that.
Yeah, I mean, if he wouldn't come back for Texas, then you're right. And obviously, and LSU, because it's all the money in the world. He seems to enjoy TV. I don't know. I just think Sark could be the perfect guy for this team because he's going to know these players really well. I don't think, you say you have to recruit your own team. Is it that hard to convince someone to stay at Texas?
I don't know, Pearl. They're coming off of a year where they massively underachieved. Let's go to Jay. He's our pal in Nashville. What's up, Jay?
Oh, my God, Maggie. You just started the rumor mill right now. Starks is going to be going to the Jets or whatever, man.
It's like not me. It's Desmond Howard.
It's like Satan and the power of suggestion, the voodoo in everybody's head. But, I mean, and then plus I'm tired of waking up every morning. Well, Lane Kiffin was seen at a Louisiana Walmart buying Hot Pockets. And it's like, I'm tired of that. And the thing about it used to be coaches went to the NFL because they didn't have to go on the road and recruit and all that stuff. They had this NIL era. They have a GM now. You know what I mean? So it kind of nullifies all of that. It kind of makes it easier. And Perloff is right. He'd be a fool to leave Texas, and Kiffin would be a fool to leave Ole Miss. And it's like the big machine wants to pump these traditional big power schools like LSU and Florida because it's popularity and makes more money, whatever. But this is not that era anymore. This is the NIL era now. And I'm glad the coach from Indiana State put where he's at. And I'm hoping Kiffin is like, no, I'm staying right here. I'm good right here.
Okay, Jay,
So,
1 second. You're making really
up?
good points, but can I just ask you this? Why is Lane Kiffin, knowing that it's a distraction in the best season that he's ever coached in his life, why is he putting his family on planes to Gainesville and Baton Rouge if he's not interested?
Oh, my God. Lane Kiffin is a serial, the poke the bear type of dude. He does it through Twitter and all of that. He loves playing. In a way, he does love playing with the people's mind, especially the media. You know what I mean? But he'd be crazy to leave Ole Miss right now. He's going, and plus he's in the playoffs. I think he can go to the playoffs every year now. The way he has Ole Miss playing, the way he has Ole Miss, he's changed the culture and everything there. It's to the point where he's going to have a statue at Ole Miss if he just stays there. Now, if I know he really did like being in Florida when he was at Florida Atlanta FIU, but it's like, I don't know if you want to think short term or long term here. Long term plan. This guy will be a legend in Ole Miss. And believe me, I lived in South for a long time. I've lived here in Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama. Mississippi's always been right there. And I ain't gonna lie, you roll through Mississippi, it's kind of like boo, 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 wah. You know what I mean? That's the one. It is like that. And I hate to talk. I know a lot of good people from Mississippi, but it is. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna have every.
Oh, don't do that.
There we go.
Yeah, Jay. Hope everything's well with you in Nashville. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for the call. Listen, I think that Lane Kiffin is looking at maybe $100 million on the table. That's what LSU gave Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ole Miss if that's deep waters for them or if they feel comfortable with that. I don't know. I think it's a money play. I don't think it's about, or maybe it's about more than that. I don't know.
Well, I think Jay brings up an interesting point because I mentioned Signetti. In today's day and age, you don't need Alabama to be Alabama or Georgia. You can win a title at Ole Miss now. And I think that's a real factor. I do think Lane Kiffin, if the money seems pretty good at Ole Miss, maybe a little better at LSU. I don't know why wouldn't Ole Miss be able to be the next? And today, listen, if Signetti can be the number 2 team at Indiana, why can't Ole Miss be? Mississippi State's not a problem in the recruiting world. There's tons of talent around there. Lane's has already gotten to the playoff now this year, I think that is a big factor. I think Lane is not looking at a higher ceiling anymore at LSU or Florida than Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss could be right there.
Think about it. When you talk about the money, though, it's not just about the coach's contract. Like Jay's saying, it's great. You got GMs who can go out there and you don't have to burn yourself out on the recruiting trail. But by the way, I'm not even sure if that's true, but you got to pay the players now too. And
but why would LSU, for example, have so much more money than Mississippi?
I don't know, bro.
But I think Mississippi now can come up with the money because success builds success. I think you can. I mean, look at Mississippi now; they are loaded. Look how much talent's come through that building in the last 2 years.
Well, to be honest, they had a lot of talent last year. Went all in on that roster and didn't make the playoff. Like it's not a guarantee, but
they can pay a lot for a roster. I think a lot of schools can pay a lot now. I think Ole Miss can pay a lot. By the way, if you want to laugh on the coaching carousel, Google who is the Vegas odds favorite to take the Arkansas job.
Do we have to guess?
You can guess, but it's a very
John Gruden.
It's Gruden is number one now. So
they star hunt over there with the Arkansas coaches. Apparently.
I mean, I would be curious too. Say Texas got open, I'm like, oh, Gruden would like that job too. That would be a scene, to put it lightly.
Yeah, I don't think Gruden deserves a job like that.
Failing up to get Texas would be ridiculous.
Deserves? What world do you guys live in?
All right, let's get to the Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain.
Who is the King of the Mountain? Maggie and Perloff search for the greatest NFL team of all time.
12 weeks into this project, Pearl. Right now, the 85 Chicago Bears are the King of the Mountain. The way this works is... one team becomes the king, then we spin the wheel. They get matched up against another random team of the 25 greatest teams in NFL history. And we go head-to-head. The Bears have now won 2 weeks in a row, I believe, EJ. This is their third week as the King of the Mountain.
That's correct.
Manny, let's hear about those Chicago Bears.
When William the Refrigerator Perry barged in for Chicago's final touchdown, the most one-sided game in Super Bowl history was complete. After 22 years of frustration, Chicago had finally recaptured its place at pro football's summit. They dominated this game and this season as few teams had ever before. Yet the Bears also captured the country's imagination with their flair for excitement and fun. The Bears return home as world champions.
All right, bro. Today, the 1985 Chicago Bears are up against the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs. Roll it.
The Hawaiian shirts, obviously we were going to Miami. Coach Reed wears the Tommy Bahama shirts.
You know, it's all about trying to represent him in the right way, trying to make him, feel that love that we most certainly feel from him.
What he means to this team, what he means to this organization, what he means to football. Going into that year, for him not to have a ring was unfathomable.
Kansas City has won their first Super Bowl in 50 years. And the Chiefs' kingdom has firmly planted its flag on top of football's highest summit.
That's awesome, Coach. I was just so happy for Coach Reed. For me, it was about getting him that trophy and winning that championship first.
Wow. Couldn't even keep the Patrick Mahomes drops out when we're talking about the greatest moments. Never change, Manny. All right. Pearl, this was Patrick Mahomes, one of his peaks. I mean, he was so good in this season. This was really when we got the amazing sidearm stuff. I mean, he was starting to build on that, but this was when the baseball player of Patrick Mahomes and his father obviously really kind of came out. This was an unbelievable offense. They were a juggernaut. Now, the defense took a little bit longer to come along. And with Tyrann Mathieu and Chris Jones, this is a year after the Dee Ford offsides in the AFC Championship game cost them against the Patriots. Now they have to come back, and the defense really has to prove that they can be trusted because the offense was unbelievable with Kelsey and Tyreek Hill.
All true. I mean, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
Are we sure this is the best Chiefs team?
No, but this is not the only Chiefs team that's in our 25.
I think it is, isn't it?
No, it is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, are we sure this is the best Chiefs team? Because I'm not sure this particular 2019 Chiefs team was seasoned in a way. Yes, they were fire on offense, no doubt about it. But I just feel like honestly, I don't think that team could take the 85 Bears. They're really, really good. But even the Niners should have beaten them in the Super Bowl. Even Jimmy G should have beaten them in the Super Bowl. If he could just hit Emmanuel Sanders, who was wide open. So I think they're like an all-time great team, but not an all-time great in all caps team like the Bears. I love that Chiefs team. I love Andy Reid, love Mahomes, love Kelsey. They were ridiculous with Tyreek Hill. But could that kind of, if you pull back, could that kind of high-octane offense have really competed with the run the ball down your throat and destroy your quarterback Chicago Bears? I'm still voting 85 Bears.
This would have been tough for the Bears. But again, this is hard because I think that Mahomes could have been the equalizer here. I'm telling you, Pearl, you go back and watch the highlights from 2019, of which I did last night, and even Mahomes like now is still so good and scary. It doesn't even look anything like it did in 2019. That was on a completely different level. And, he stayed on that level for many years. It's not the same. He's not the same quarterback. It's just not. And he was so scary. And I don't know.
Wait till the postseason.
Well, I know. He might be back, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying, last year, until the Eagles game, he looked scary in the Bills game. He was pretty darn good in that one.
This was something else. So Mahomes wins the Super Bowl, wins Super Bowl MVP, youngest person to do that. The Andy Reid first Super Bowl, and then the Chiefs, the beginning of what was a dynasty. And I think, what is a dynasty?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but again, I'm just sort of going off style. With that kind of elite offense that we know in the 2020s, if we're talking about sort of eras, how would that compete against the Chicago Bears? Because it's not about how great. We're not celebrating the Chiefs. We're going head-to-head here. And to me, 85 Bears were more unique, where this Chiefs team, they're great. They're a modern dynasty, but they're like the Patriots. They're barely winning Super Bowls, where that Bears team just trounced everybody.
Yeah, so that's maybe where you give the Bears the edge. If you're talking about the playoff run, you'll remember this is the playoff run where the Houston Texans. So let's back it up. So the Chiefs don't even have the number one seed in the bye locked up until the final game of the year. If you guys remember this funny moment in history where the Chiefs needed to beat the Chargers, I think, and the Miami Dolphins needed to go to Foxborough and beat the Patriots. The Dolphins had won like 4 games that year. They go beat the Patriots, and that handed Kansas City the number one seed in the bye. And if you remember, Kevin Harlan is calling both games. He's calling the Chiefs game, and then he was also calling the Dolphins-Pats game off the monitor. Hilarious stuff.
I'm calling both games.
I'm calling both games. What a moment that I had forgotten about until I was watching yesterday. Then Houston Texans come to town in the divisional round, Pearl. Houston goes up 24-0. Before the Chiefs can even blink, and people are like melting at Arrowhead. And then in the second quarter, they just turn it on. Not only do they win, they end up blowing out the Texans 51-31. But it was dicey. Conference championship game. This is prime Derrick Henry, but they end up beating the Tennessee Titans 35-24. And then you mentioned it, down by 10 points going into the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl against San Francisco, and they come back to win that one. So it was not easy. This was not the Bears just like steamrolling through the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly what is different and what might be even better about the other two Super Bowl teams. Maybe it's because the defense is more mature. I mean, you do have to have both sides of the ball, obviously. I think of the 2022 and 23 Chiefs. Like, what did that team have that the 19 Chiefs did not have? And I think you could look at guys like Nick Bolton and Chris Jones, like, you need defense. I think the Bears would have run all over this Chiefs team, to be honest. If you're putting them head-to-head, I just don't think you can put them in the top 5 all-time team to me. I love this team, of course. I'm a big offense guy. But the 2019 Chiefs, to me, are not a top 5 all-time team. And that's what it's going to take to win this King of the Mountain, and you know it.
You jabroni!
There you go. Today's King of the Mountain matchup. 85 Bears versus the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs. EJ, is there anything else that we missed about this Chiefs team that we should get in?
The Bears. Some of their offensive numbers aren't as good as they should be because Pat Mahomes missed a couple of games this season. Matt Moore actually came in and played. Also, why their record wasn't as good, I had to wait till the end of the season. But when Mahomes was in there, as Maggie said, they were essentially a video game. They swept the AFC West, which I think was only the second time they did that in history. And they were 7-1 on the road that season. So even if they would have had to have gone on the road, they were a dominant team on the road. And when it came to picking a Chiefs team to go, I know there was a 14-2 team that, of course, beat Perloff's Eagles. But this is the team that essentially had Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
so this was the most scariest version of the offense. So that was why this team got catapulted into this bracket that we have.
But when they traded Tyreek Hill, they got George Karlaftis and O.J. McDuffie.
True.
I think a lot of people in the Chiefs building would say we're better having more balance. So that's a debate. Like, how do you win football games? And O.J. McDuffie's been great. And by the way, Patrick Mahomes' QBR is about the same this year as it was back in that year. He's not fallen off that much. Maggie, you made him sound like an old man who can barely.
No, I'm just telling you, go back and watch those highlights from 2019. They look very different than what's going on now.
Oh, I said O.J. McDuffie. I always do that. Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
O.J. McDuffie was awesome. By the
He
way.
was great.
Nice,
Yeah.
So, but this year, by the way, you forget 3 weeks ago, Mahomes was the Vegas winner to win MVP. Like, he's been awesome, except he's slowed down in the last couple of weeks. He's really going to have to pick it up. And I understand what you're saying. I just think the Chiefs changed their style. Like someone said, Andy Reid, you can't let up 30 points to Houston. Or how many points was it? 21 in the first 10 minutes? They decided.
Yeah, they were down 24-0.
They're down 24-0.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like they basically
They came back and covered.
And now also, I think they're like, we're scoring too fast. We have to slow this down. They remind me a lot of Drew Brees' Saints teams. You can't score. You can't just have a lightning bolt offense up and down the field, but you put a lot of pressure on the defense. Two great teams. I wonder if the Chiefs could knock them off because of recency bias, though.
The weird thing about the Chiefs is that I think their best teams, ironically, are teams that did not win the Super Bowl. I think you could say last year's Chiefs that were 15-1.
Injuries.
And the year after this year, 15-1 Chiefs lose to the Bucks. And they get destroyed in that Super Bowl.
Injuries. Their O-line got hurt both times.
In both seasons, like, kind of ruined their seasons. But those teams might be the best teams, but they didn't win a championship.
Last year's team was not the best team. They won all those one-score games, and then they were playing Joe Tooney at left tackle. That was bad.
Yeah, but their defense was elite.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. I mean, I would love to see this actual game. Wouldn't that be amazing to see the best defense arguably ever against one of the best offenses ever? Oh, man, that would be fun.
You guys can't do that on Madden? No? They don't do that for you?
EA Sports, no, they're always behind the curve, Maggie.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I just feel like with AI and everything, we're probably going to be able to watch this stuff soon.
Honestly, look, a couple weeks ago, I was watching Biggie and Tupac cutting promos in a WWE ring.
What?
Exactly.
I wish I could say that was not a false statement. It is what I watched a couple weeks ago.
Just wait till they put the chip
possible.
just right in our brains, guys.
Wait, what were they doing? They were
cutting promos like they were wrestlers. I couldn't believe it.
In case you guys don't know, those two have been dead for about 30 years.
And I've also never been in a WWE ring. You would have thought this was Monday Night Raw in 1996. It was ridiculous. Get a life,
It's just
people.
funny. It's just funny that's what we're using this for, you know? Like, I know we're using it for other things, like AI, like adults are using it, I'm sure, for world domination. But then the rest of us are using it so that Biggie and Tupac, who have been dead since the 90s, can cut wrestling promos against each other.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, on counterpoint, have you guys seen the Coca-Cola AI ad that's getting a lot of hype?
No.
Oh, they spent all this money on a fancy AI. It's the one with the squirrels. It's on in every football game.
Huh.
It is hot garbage.
Oh.
Like AI is, it's good, but you can definitely tell.
Oh, yeah.
As long as they bring back the polar bear, I'm all right.
I can't tell sometimes. Things fool me all the time. Now, it's maybe not a Coca-Cola commercial, but it's like people saying stuff at a press conference or...
Well, to Coca-Cola's credit, they put it by them. This was created by AI Studios in the beginning of the ad, and it's like the cheesiest animation. I don't know what happened.
You know that's going to be basically all our Super Bowl ads this year.
AI.
We're going to have so much AI this year that this is the year of AI.
Oh, yeah. ChatGPT is for then. Like, there's this one where this kid is trying to figure out a present for his mom, and he goes to ChatGPT. They're trying to humanize ChatGPT in the most hysterical ways. It's all about, like, family. Like, ChatGPT is part of your family.
Yeah, I know the one where the brother and sister are taking a road trip.
Yeah, I mean,
so
they're
weird.
trying to humanize AI, and yeah, but that again, it is fueling the economy right now. So let's go AI.
Yeah, like that Pete Davidson commercial where he's talking to his Alexa for like Alexa or Amazon Plus, whatever the hell he's promoting, and it's like he's having an actual human-like conversation with the robot.
Did we already do that movie with Joaquin Phoenix?
Her, yeah, that was a good movie.
Oh.
But I was wondering, they must have had a huge pile of cash for Pete Davidson to sell out the human race as bad. He's like, yeah, I don't even need people. I could just talk to my Alexa.
You gotta be nice to the robots.
I also learned he was right. Peter Davison, weird name. Smart to go with Pete Davidson.
What about Double P?
The Alexa suggested they go to Peter. He's like, Peter Davison sounds like I sell you insurance.
Listen, just because it's a robot doesn't mean it's got a good idea.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think that Pete Davidson AI ad is going to do for him what he thinks. I think that one is going to haunt him.
No, I think it's doing exactly what he wants for his pockets.
Yeah, but I feel like people are making fun of him left and right.
Well, he's a comic, so he's used to people laughing. Generally with him.
He's a what?
A comic.
Oh, I thought you said a commie.
Well, I don't know his politics. 888-710-4ISN, but I'm going to assume capitalist. 888-710-4476. Okay, you guys can vote. It's live right now. Who would win in a theoretical matchup between the 1985 Chicago Bears and the 2019 Kansas City Chiefs? All right. Next, what would success look like for one college football coach? We'll tell you who it is next. M&P?
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. 45 seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff show. So, Andrew Bogus is about to do headlines. You guys were talking in the break about what's coming up. I got to be honest, this is probably the last name I expected to hear in an update.
Really?
I mean, there's so much going on with everybody named Sanders. I forgot this guy existed.
Yeah, Shedeur is going to be starting against the Raiders. You had Dion saying he's still the right guy for Colorado. Bogus, you want to take it away with a setup like that?
Oh, man, you're supposed to play don't forget about Shiloh.
Give him a second. He didn't know this was coming.
Yeah, I was actually going to play it. I think Manny's being nice to me.
Oh, Bogues, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's not like I said outside working hard to do this.
You did have a little project and I just totally blew it.
You did.
Pearl,
Here, just read it. I'll go back outside.
Wait, I didn't expect. Did you expect Bogues to do the don't forget about Shiloh drop?
Well, yeah, because he said he was going to do the story.
What about Shiloh?
Pearl, your talent. You're not a producer. Maybe you are.
I was so confused. I thought we were going to talk about Larry Sanders. I thought it was like a Sanders that wasn't in the Sanders family. You said this other Sanders. I was like,
Larry, I haven't thought of it.
What's Larry Sanders been doing?
EJ, don't forget about Shiloh.
And let's not forget Shiloh.
But forget about Bogush. Headlines are sponsored by Skechers.
Bogush Sanders.
Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC. Yes, on the day the Browns named Shedeur Sanders their starting QB for this Sunday, others remembered Shiloh and in particular filed a lawsuit against Dion's other son, one of three, right? Shiloh's being sued for $164,000 in unpaid legal bills plus interest. This all apparently connects back to an incident in high school when Shiloh might have beaten up a security guard / janitor who was trying to confiscate his cell phone. That man won an $11 million lawsuit against Shiloh, who then filed for bankruptcy protection. That's when this law firm got involved and maybe didn't get paid, leading to this week's lawsuit.
What about Shiloh?
I guess we found out what about Shiloh.
Yeah. Oof.
You know what's weird about Shiloh is the guy on the field, I could see beating up people and shafting people with money because he was a wild man on the field.
Dirty
The
hits.
guy off the field, when he's streaming, seems like the most pleasant, fun person ever. Have you ever seen these clips?
Yeah, no, he's fun.
He just seems like the most charming guy. So I'm like, is this a Harvey Dent situation? Is this a Two-Face? Jekyll and Hyde happening? What's going on?
I think if we're ranking Dion's kids, which he does often, I think it's got to be Dion Jr.'s number one because he's the guy behind the camera who's documenting all this stuff for the Sanders family.
What about Junior?
It changes all the time, right? Isn't that Dion's thing?
Yeah, it's like a ladder match here.
I think the daughter is always one, I think, though.
Oh,
if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
Really? And I thought he always had his daughter like number one.
Dion has a daughter?
Yes.
Yes, she plays volleyball at Colorado.
By the
She
way,
did.
I was looking up some names of what other Sanderses could we be talking about?
Colonel? Where's the Colonel rank right
I
there?
found out some interesting. Reggie Sanders hit 305 home runs in his career, former Cincinnati Red. That shocked me. We forgot about your favorite. Why is the reason you're in broadcasting?
Summer Sanders?
Summer Sanders. And young Maggie was a massive inside the NBA fan. Right?
I love Summer. She's a big Bills fan. You know, her Willow Bay, 1A.
Yeah. So,
figure
it
it
out.
out.
Then, of course, the's Bernie Sanders going to come up somehow.
Yes, of course. We talk about him all the time on this.
Yeah. It could have been Bernie Sanders.
Wait,
So it
speaking
could
of
have been
communists,
other Sanders.
Were you just asking me about communists?
Yeah.
Barry
I'm sorry, he's a
Sanders.
socialist, right?
You dig?
It's Barry Sanders.
and Barry.
Oh, right. And I forgot. I can't believe. I'm looking at ranker list of most famous Sanders, and Barry's not on here. What the heck?
Are they a Packer fan? What's going on with that list?
I have no idea. I mean, they have Dion and they have Bernie.
And Reggie?
No,
Reggie Sanders, not Barry.
I looked up Reggie on my own. But Reggie
That was a Perloff selection.
Rake.
And the Colonel's not on that list?
I don't know. Is that a real person?
Wait, is Summer Sanders on that list?
Yeah, she's 6.
Wow, good for Summer. I mean, she's Olympian.
I've never heard of some of these Sanderses. The guy who played, Colonel Sanders is 25. Colonel Harlan David Sanders.
Yeah, 11 herbs and spices, man.
Yeah, you're never getting that recipe.
Hell no.
Huh. Then there's a bunch of influencers on here that I don't know. Thomas Sanders. Anyone on TikTok follow Thomas Sanders?
No.
All right. Anyway, that was an
But
interesting
not Barry.
detour.
I think that website has to be shut down.
Well, ranker.com is pretty solid. I don't know where Barry is. Somebody must be an NFC North fan and not like the Lions. It's the only explanation. I mean, Alvin Sanders is on here. Ed Sanders. Ronald Sanders. Remember him, Maggie?
Mm-hmm.
Canadian film editor and
Celebrate his
television
whole
producer.
catalog.
Yeah, he's a Canadian film editor, and he's on here over Barry Sanders. Manny, you should Google Jasmine Sanders. I'll just leave it at that. Oh yeah,
On a work computer or on my personal device?
Either.
Jasmine?
It's research.
There's a couple names that women can have where it's just like you automatically think of someone who's just beautiful.
Ethel.
Okay.
Fred.
In the grandma division.
That's my grandmother's name, yeah.
I think Jasmine is one of them.
Yeah.
Natasha.
Yes.
Wait. These are grandma names?
No,
No.
These are
stripper names.
No,
not that far.
no. These are women's names that
This
you
is a good show. You should
automatically
listen.
assume are beautiful just by
No,
the name.
Jasmine to the main stage is a joke.
Hello,
Yeah.
Jasmine Sanders. God bless.
Yeah. Jasmine's a fake stripper name too.
I don't know
that
about
one I wouldn't go
I know
beautiful.
The fake stripper name is Nevaeh, right? Heaven spelled backwards.
Jasmine Sanders, also known as Golden Barbie. That could be a stripper name.
Oh, there we go. Anyway, I think Natasha is one where you automatically assume the woman is beautiful.
Sapphire.
Oh,
Diamond.
you guys are ruining it.
You're right. I'll agree with you on Jasmine and
Misty.
Natasha. There's an exotic, to those names.
And I also think there's something about the name Bella because it literally means beautiful.
Yeah.
Beauty.
No, I wouldn't put it on my list.
Bianca is one of them.
Bianca.
I don't know non-fine Bianca.
Yeah. To me, it's the Natashas and the Jasmines. You're not getting an unattractive Jasmine. It just doesn't exist. All right. Manny, get off your phone. Focus back to you.
Yes, where was I? Oh, the Golden State Warriors finished a 9-day road trip last night in Miami. They were tired, so Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga all got the night off.
Good Lord, who played?
So the Dubs didn't win.
8 on the shot clock. Here goes Davion. Moves to Norm. He'll catch. He'll fire. Knocked down to 3. That's enough. That'll be enough. Heat by 15. Last minute to go.
Jason
so
Jackson.
Wrong. It is so wrong. All these guys said.
Jason Jackson, Heat Radio. Miami outscored Golden State by 16 in the fourth to win 110-96. Norm Powell scoring 25. The NBA this week did find the Cavs $100,000 for keeping Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley out of a game last Wednesday. They played the game before and the game after, but the league thought that still violated their whatever they call them, player participation.
Yeah,
rules.
$100,000. That's gonna fix it.
Message sent.
The 13th guy on the bench is making $50 million a year. I'm sure the $100,000 is gonna set the organization back.
Fourth-ranked Arizona went to third-ranked UConn last night and won 71-67. Stud freshman Koa Pete, 16 points, 12 boards. Number 11, Alabama, outscoring 8th-ranked Illinois, 90-86 in Chicago. And Manny needs soccer news. He wants soccer news, so here it is. We still have a few spots left to fill in the Men's World Cup for next summer. The playoff draws set this morning for a couple of, I don't even know what, because none of these really line up in terms of geography. But we do have, and set your calendars, New Caledonia taking on Jamaica.
Oh, yeah.
With the Congo waiting on the winner of that one. And then buckle up for Bolivia and Suriname.
Oh, you know I'm going to be there.
With the winner getting Iraq. And Iraq. And I guess then the winners of those subsequent matches get the spot.
They get the spot into the World Cup.
There
yes.
it is.
Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah, you got Oceania, you got CONCACAF, you got CONMEBOL, you got CAF all in there trying to figure it out for basically 4 teams for 2 tickets, and then we find out who wins on the European side, and then we got a World Cup. Let's do it.
How does the MAC get involved with this?
Do it.
Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Toledo have a team.
Toledo against Suriname.
Yeah.
Tuesday at noon.
Throw out the record books.
Careful with New Caledonia, you guys.
Yeah.
Can you guys place New Caledonia on a map?
Do you know the capital?
Probably New Caledonia City.
Old Caledonia.
Old Caledonia.
I went down a Google Images of Curacao yesterday. That looks like heaven on earth.
That's what I was saying. Man, he was giving me crap for that. I
No,
said,
it's
those beaches are beautiful. He's like, oh, Caribbean beaches. Oh, who didn't know that?
Yeah, dude, you go to Cuba, you go to the DR, you go to any place in the Caribbean, yeah, it's going to be blue oceans. It's the Caribbean. It's like going to the Mediterranean and not having blue seas. No matter where you are in the Mediterranean, it's probably going to be blue.
Who are you yelling at right now?
He's yelling at me.
Dora the Explorer, we
DJ.
get it. But you know what? I think that people do vacation to the Curacao.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the buildings looked nice too. I don't know. It's just like a lot of bright, cool-looking architecture.
It doesn't look like the Long Island Sound, that's for damn sure.
And then someone told me, I think Bo told me Andrew Jones is from there. And I love that guy.
Yeah, Braves.
Boy, maybe the best center fielder ever to play. I think you could make that
Did he
argument.
get in the Hall?
No, I don't
might
think he
this
did.
year.
He might this year.
Yeah, he's on the doorstep.
He was huge.
There you go.
Curacao,
Booking
baby.
your flights to Curacao?
I'd like to. Do you have money?
I don't know. That's a lot of sunscreen for Perloff. I'm going to have to check that bag.
You went to Costa Rica. I guess that
was a lot
you
of
were in the
sunscreen.
rainforest.
Yeah.
Do they take Odyssey coins in Curacao? What's
I
their
think they
currency?
do, yeah.
Okay.
I think they do.
Book it. Let's go twice.
Let's ask Andrew Jones.
Odyssey coins are the things that we internally can give each other, like Shroot bucks.
I just got a bunch from our colleague Anthony Gallo for dealing with Stu Kovacs in the newsroom, and he wrote that like in the message, which everyone can see like on our internal website, which I feel is then an HR violation.
No, it's not just everyone can see. There's monitors around the floor that like rotate all the people who get Odyssey coins.
Oh, really? So somebody in the office probably saw the fact that Pipilotti gave me 10 Odyssey coins for being hashtag a Mets fan?
Wait. Hold on a second. What's going on?
Yeah. Back where our offices are,
I
where
think
the
you're an idiot.
sales are, salespeople, it's these monitors, and they continually show all these things. People's birthdays, who closed on a big sale, all these things. And then some of them are so-and-so played so-and-so Odyssey coins, because I saw one where Tom Izzo paid Zach Gelb, and I was like, something weird is going on here. This is not normal.
Izzo is the only one who's ever given me coins. He is a coin giver.
I thought when you
He's
said
getting a kickback somehow.
when you said monitor, I heard like there were people walking around watching us behave, and
Like it's a DraftKings account?
Kinda, yeah.
No, it's a huge flat screen.
After the break, I have a story to tell about my last place and how something like that can go wrong.
We're watching you both.
Odyssey coin, something like internal coins.
Something like putting internal metrics on a screen, and just like with the Browns, they had that unfortunate hashtag.
DP.
Yeah.
Not Dan Patrick.
We had one of those situations
Not
at my
Dan
old place.
Patrick. Yeah, trust me, we've ran to that Dan Patrick show more than once.
That's what she said.
Twice.
Sorry. Yep.
What's DP mean, guys?
I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
888-710-4ISN. Actually, don't call in about that.
643.
In the break, can you guys show me how to give out Odyssey coins? I didn't know this is. I would love to do that. I want to get involved in this game.
There used to be a Ponzi scheme where everyone was like just laundering coins to one person individually per month to get
guys, you didn't hear Cash Patel has
It
a
already
press
got
conference?
caught. It's not. They've already been almost fired.
What can you
Cash
spend
Patel?
on? What can you
Cash
buy?
Patel,
with?
he's right around the corner. He's at a press conference.
Is it the windbreaker?
Yeah.
You can buy something real with these Odyssey coins?
Well, real is where we get into the weeds here.
Or
'cause
fake? What
It has
do you
an
buy?
Odyssey
is a
logo
Slinky
on
real,
it.
Perloff?
Oh, you get like swag from Odyssey?
Yeah, you want an Odyssey backpack, an Odyssey
I've
like
never even
winter
seen that.
beanie.
Yes.
Pearl,
All right.
check your email.
No, I'd see that. I have to sign into my work email. That's a bridge too far.
And there goes all that, because that's what you need to get into.
Yeah,
give away
yeah,
Odyssey
yeah.
coins.
All right. Well, coming up, we check in on one of our favorite college football coaches. It's M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Well, the whole damn building shook like a bomb went off. Scared the pigeons so bad they flew clean to God. Infinity died with a splatter so hard it left a stain the janitors refused to guard. And Bilotti, that son of a bitch, was gone like a shot. Didn't even grab his coat, didn't think a single thought. They checked his desk, checked the stairs, checked behind the copier like he might be hiding there. But Pete skipped town like the feds were closing in. A master class and kiss my ass, I ain't clocking in. People whispered maybe corporate's cooking up tricks. Hell no, this thing blew up like a firecracker stuffed in a box of dicks. A hellfire splat, one big filthy crash. Infinity hit the pavement like a bag of wet trash. No miracle save, no executive deal, just a cosmic middle finger screaming, this shit is real. A lot of ghosted work like it owed him cash. And Daly's beating Rube so often it's basically slapstick trash. Infinity's dead, the road is clear. Daly owns the courts and Pete ain't fucking here. Rube shows up cocky like today's my day. Pierre warms up like he's headed to ballet. They grunt, they stretch, they talk their talk. Daly steps in and they both wanna walk. Daly fire serves like he's mad at the gods. Rube misses swings like he's swatting at fog. Pierre hits the ball like he's stirring soup. Daly wipes the floor with that sorry truth. Is flat. The end came fast. Infinity flatlined like a squirrel that couldn't outrun a car's ass. No rising from the ashes, no saving grace. Just Daily kicking their teeth and all over the place. Here's praying for mercy. Ruby's soul is wrecked. Daily sends them home like cut me a check. A Bilotti, a ghost, a legend, a myth. His PTO must be long enough to circle the earth. No shit. Some men chase glory, some chase paychecks. Daily chases Rube's pride and breaks his damn necks. Bilotti chased freedom like a man possessed. Infinity chased a merger that got stopped today. I am flat, the grand finale crash. Infinity blew apart like a clown car smash. Daily still serving heaters by 10.
A pickle loser, Summit County, won't see me hanging round. Packed my life into cardboard boxes, said goodbye to that town. But now I'm fighting with a U-Haul over charges that don't make sense. Reserved it online for $200, now the bill's 400 cents. No bed, no frame, no sheets in sight, just a blanket and towels tonight. Oh, Daly's fighting U-Haul, Daly's got no bed at all. Sleeping on a carpet floor, still answering Maggie's call. From Maggie and Perloff's YouTube dream to the land where shit can't stream. People out, he won't show up for work, but Daily keeps on with the team. I'm still moving, mostly done now, but my patience wears so thin. U-Haul's got me seeing red, but this war I'll surely win. The landlord's knocking at my door. The fridge is empty, the shelves are bare, but I've got Perloff on the stream, so I don't even care. Civility lost, we lost the crowd. Calling me.
Daily.
Do you believe that?
Dion.
Pearl, been a lot of Sanders talk around here. Shador, Summer, Barry, Colonel, all
Larry.
the famous Sanderses.
Colonel.
The Sanders
Yes.
eye.
With that guy who called in about Larry, that's my favorite. Love the Larry Sanders show.
Not a real person, though. It's Gary Shandling who played Larry Sanders, right?
Yeah. So it doesn't mean we can't talk about the
That's
show.
true. Anyway, we're talking about real
wasn't a basketball player?
Sanderses.
That's what I
And
was talking about.
how can we forget about Dion, the OG? Was asked the other day if he's still the right man for Colorado.
Please understand, if anybody is built for adversity, I am. If anybody is built for change, I am. If anybody is built to overcome situations and trial and tribulations, I am. You got the right man. I promise you do. And I'm going to prove that to you. I am. Just give me an opportunity and give me a little more time, and I'm going to prove that to you.
Okay, so I thought that Dion would kind of be able to say when he wanted to potentially leave Colorado, right? Not the other way around. Not that Colorado would be moving on from him, but let's not forget, Pearl, that they do have a new athletic director who's coming in. Not the guy who hired Dion. And this is a team that has a grand total of 3 wins right now.
Yeah. Which, by the way, was kind of where they were before Dion got there. I mean, I got to be honest. I heard that soundbite. I'm back in.
He convinced you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. My biggest concern with Dion was he really still engaged with the job after Shador left and after Travis Hunter left? Did he really want to be there with all his health issues? If he really wants to be there, and I'm Colorado, I'm fine with that because they were going nowhere before. And he is a big name, and he brought a lot of attention to the program. To me, this is up to Dion, not up to the school. If I was managing the situation.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it doesn't seem like Dion, it's not like he's making, Brian Kelly money, I think he's making a lot, but I don't think it's one of the top college football coaches. He's not getting $10 million a year. As far as I remember, he's not. We've got more from Dion. Manny, I will hear cut 6 saying he's not sure if he's going to watch Shador play in that first game against the Raiders.
Any plans to go to Vegas to see a certain Browns quarterback on Sunday?
Don't know. Haven't made that decision as of yet. I'm so focused on what we have at hand. I'm not thinking about that, although I just got off the phone with him a minute ago.
Okay, well, what were they talking about on the phone? Let's hear a little more of that.
I applaud the young man. I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of him. We're trying to buy a house together right now. That's what we're trying to do. So you know the hiccups in that because we go back and forth. He wants to master. I say, well, put more in.
Hearing him laugh is making me laugh. Also, that's pretty funny that your kid's like, I want the master bedroom. He's like, well, you're going to have to pay more for that.
Put more in.
Hilarious. Do you think we're going to see Dion in Vegas this weekend, Pearl?
Oh, no, you know what? No, because he didn't go to the preseason games, right? So I say no.
He's playing Arizona State. Got kind of a big game, actually.
Yeah.
Arizona State on Saturday. They're ranked 25th now. Just got into the rankings.
Although
it'll be over by then.
They're in the news for very different reasons because everyone's leaving. No, I don't think he goes. Do you think he will?
I don't know. They're very connected. Look, they're about to buy a house together. Apparently, if Shador puts more in. Where's the house, by the way?
Put more in.
Does Shiloh get a part of this house, too? What's going on?
Definitely.
Shiloh has a lot of debts.
That's right. We just covered that.
Texas, probably, right?
I would assume.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that big compound there. Anyway, so there you go. That's a little of what's going on with Dion.
Can I give you a little more Sanders trivia?
Sure.
There are 6 players in NBA history to have won 8 titles or more, and one of them is named Sanders. Can anyone tell me that Sanders' name?
Tom
8
Sanders.
titles?
Satch.
Yeah. How'd you know that? I know a lot of NBA history.
Celtics legend.
He averaged 8 points a game in 12 years.
He played on a team that had 10 Hall of Famers. You got to spread the ball around.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember Satch Sanders. Do you know that name well?
No, but I don't think we're paying enough attention because I probably could name every other Hall of Famer on that Celtics team.
Yeah, no, he's like, the rest are real Hall of Famers. He's not a Hall of Famer at all.
Interesting.
Good job there.
All right, coming up next hour, we're going to check in on the Chicago Bears. Is what we're watching with the Bears sustainable? Is this real? And also, quarterback in Philadelphia is under fire. He spoke to the media.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
You dig?
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
I don't know why, but it seems like the Philadelphia Eagles do everything on hard mode. You know, winning a title, Pearl, is hard enough. Eagles are in this amazing era right now where they won in 2017. They won last year. You have one of the best rosters in the NFL, obviously. You have one of the most feared GMs. You know, I make fun of the head coach, but obviously he's doing something right, even I'll acknowledge that. But yet, there's so much unrest and disharmony. I just tried to make a new word.
Disrest, I like it.
Yeah, something like that. That it's, again, more sort of negative headlines and unwanted attention on this team. And I know you're following every twist and turn about this.
I don't know if it's all unwanted. You don't
tell me this is all a master plan.
It's not a master plan.
Come on.
But I don't think they mind it. That's what I'm saying. Like
Your Kelly Green is showing.
I don't think that like this drama is necessarily all a bad thing. I think they need like to motivate the team. I don't know. I don't think this is all bad. Like, yeah, there's a lot of infighting and drama, but it's not obviously not affecting the team.
It's not affecting them yet. Let's get to the beginning of this.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big yet, though.
Yeah, that's true. But let's get to the beginning of this. So Seth Joyner, obviously former Eagle, is on WIP, the morning show in Philadelphia, saying
it's an Odyssey station.
It is. That there is, our former boss works there in the afternoon. You should listen to him. Says there's growing resentment towards Hurts in the locker room.
You know, it's troublesome because I work with the Eagles insider, and, you know, we had an in-depth conversation last night in our post-game show. And it seems to him that, you know, there's some consternation when it comes to, you know, Jalen, you know, not only in the locker room, but in the organization.
Oh, I could listen to that guy tell me a short story any day. Good Lord, what a voice.
Seth Joyner's got a good voice. So he's talking about Derek Gunn, who is a longtime columnist in Philadelphia. Here's more from Seth Joyner. Says the way that Jalen Hurts likes to do things in practice is different than how the team wants on Sundays.
That's problematic because, you know, from the outside looking in, you would never think that. As a coach's son, you would never think that. There's certain things and certain ways that he likes to run things, and there are things that they run in practice that, you know, they get in the game and he goes off on his own tangent. And to me, that's problematic.
Right. So Diana Rossini had also reported that multiple Eagles offensive players had grown frustrated with Jalen Hurts. Last one here from Joyner, Manny, here cut 3. An example here, right? Like, how is Jalen Hurts actually hurting the team? Well, he's freelancing, and you noticed it in an interception that he threw in a loss against the Giants.
I have it on fact that, you know, the interception that he threw in the first Giants game to Flott on the sideline when AJ was wide open, that in practice he threw that ball to AJ a few times. You get in the game and you're not patient enough to wait for it, and you throw the out route, and it almost turns into a pick six. Then last week, the fourth down, they're supposed to run the slant. You look, AJ's, you know, Devontae's wide open. You got Dallas on the other side wide open, and you're chucking the ball 60 yards in the air.
Okay, so this is kind of outlining a tangible example of when Jalen Hurts decided to freelance, and that's where the frustration is coming from.
Yeah. You know, that's his only interception of the entire season.
Crazy.
It came against those bums?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing?
Cordell Flott, which is such a funny name. Okay, so Jalen Hurts yesterday had a chance to respond to these reports, and he said he's not shocked about the rumors of frustration with his game.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything. I mean, you know, this is kind of the nature of the position, like I said. But, you know, I put my energy and I put my focus on trying to go out there and do my best and go to work every day and continue to go out there and try and do my best.
Okay, more from Hurts said that no one has brought up these issues with him internally. The only time he hears about it is through the media.
Those things haven't been brought to you directly.
I don't want to get into that. I know it hasn't, though.
How about you personally?
Y'all bring it to me. I mean, you know, I think it's a bit of a different thing. Again, I don't want to get into the weeds of anything ultimately.
Okay, so that's kind of interesting, Pearl, because A.J. Brown, when he had now the sort of infamous in front of his locker talk after the Packers win, and before the most latest win against Detroit, and he's kind of airing his grievances, saying, hey, we can't just put a Band-Aid over this thing because something is seriously wrong with the offense, even though we keep winning.
Right.
A.J. Brown said in that media availability that he is constantly bringing this up behind the scenes. So do you think that Jalen Hurts really would be shocked that teammates are frustrated? It seems like the airing of the grievances, if you will, to quote, Frank Costanza, happens behind the scenes, and it also happens in front of the media.
I honestly, and maybe I'm reading the whole situation wrong, I think a lot of this is coming from the coaching staff. They want to be conservative, and I think they want to keep handcuffs on Jalen Hurts. So I don't think this is Hurts playing this kind of offense intentionally. So, no, I don't think anyone has come up to him because I think he's doing exactly what Nick Sirianni wants him to do.
But the allegation
I think the rest of the offense is frustrated and they're taking out on Hurts. Honestly, I think secretly Nick Sirianni loves the way this is going.
Okay, well, maybe, but the allegation is that they're running it one way in practice, and then he's doing something differently on the game day. So, for that theory, if you think Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff really want him to play like this, that means that they're practicing one way, and then the coaches are bringing Jalen aside and saying, hey, forget everything we just did on the install. We actually want you to do something different.
But no, I think it's more of a gray area. I think that he drops back in the pocket and he has different options, and I don't think he's totally making up plays out of nowhere. I think it's, for example, that long pass to Brown. That's something that Jalen Hurts can do. He could check to a different play or whatever. I don't think it's like he's like they call a run play and he's throwing a pass play. I think it's more subtle. And even what Seth described, those are subtleties. He's like, well, he had Devontae in the flat. For whatever reason, he went to this, and he was practicing it this way. But he's not going against the play call. And even those descriptions, he's saying he tended to throw it here in practice. I don't know. Is that does that mean that Jalen Hurts can't in the game make a different decision? What's wrong with that? If it worked, it would have been great.
Right, it didn't. But
I mean, I'm sure that him and Brown have all sorts of different things they can do once the play starts.
Right, but if Brown is so in on this and is so aware of all of this, then why is he the one who's complaining all the time?
He's not getting targets because they run the ball. That's the coaching staff. That's not Jalen.
But then he got 12 targets in the first half against the Lions.
It was it was ridiculous. But, it was Brown. I just think that the coaching staff is trying to figure out, I don't think they totally trust Jalen Hurts. They don't want him to throw the ball that much. So I think secretly this is more of a front office coaching thing. I do not think Jalen Hurts is the reason that this offense is so slow right now. It can't be. They never watch them play. They never really try to open up the offense at all until they need to.
So now we got another voice who's weighing in on this situation in Philadelphia, and that'd be Deshaun Jackson, obviously, former Eagle wide receiver, who has a podcast with Clinton Portis. Who's the matchmaker, the Don King of podcasts that put those two together?
He's also a football coach at a D1 school, I think.
Clinton Portis?
Oh, no, Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, yeah, Deshaun Jackson. But I didn't even know
Clinton Portis should not be in charge of anything. I'm just going on public record there. Anyway, here's Deshaun Jackson. First saying that, listen, not excusing A.J. Brown. Says that you have to keep all that stuff internal. But Deshaun Jackson illuminating that there is real, consternation.
Good word.
Between Hurts and A.J. Brown.
As you could tell, it's something else going on. And I got a great relationship with him. I respect him. I can't say it, but I know it's something else going on. That it's not all about football. It's not about X's and O's. I've had situationships with quarterbacks that I didn't necessarily like, and I'm gonna just be honest. And when it ain't there, it sticks out like a sore thumb. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so Deshaun Jackson kind of saying that they just don't get along, Pearl. It's something personal. Yeah. It's not so much about football.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of a big meatball to put out there, no?
For Deshaun, no, because A.J. Brown was upset at him last year. We did this whole thing a year ago. Why would that? What is different about A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts not getting along now than last year?
Here's what I think is weird about it. If these two guys have this situation, a situationship, is that what he called it?
Right.
Or they have this bad blood between them.
Yep.
I'm pretty surprised that one didn't have to go in the offseason. And I know they just won the Super Bowl. I get that. But it's not going to be Hurts. It's not going to be the quarterback. He's getting paid too much. He's a Super Bowl MVP. I'm actually just surprised that they did not trade A.J. Brown. If Deshaun Jackson knows about it, then Howie Roseman has to have an inkling. General managers always have to have that one guy in the locker room that's feeding him information, right? You need a mole.
Right.
You need someone who's going to tell you what's actually going on. And I believe Howie Roseman probably has that person. You have it on the coaching staff as well. And I'm just surprised that they would keep this disharmony in someone who has a ability to be this much of a distraction. Because here's the thing. You can say like, oh, maybe they love this or maybe it makes them better or somehow this like friction kind of helps everybody. But it doesn't really seem like that. Yeah, they're winning. But when you have 2 targets to A.J. Brown one week, then 12 targets in the first half the next week, which is a clear makeup to try to just keep him quiet.
Keep him engaged.
It doesn't seem like a strategy. It feels like like you're just putting Band-Aids on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the reason they didn't trade A.J. Brown is they kind of need a threat on the outside. Like, they need a deep threat. Otherwise, the safeties are just going to be watching Saquon Barkley. Turns out they're just watching Saquon Barkley anyway. So the strategic reasons were overwhelming. And I don't think they thought they would get anything of value for A.J. Brown that would have made a difference. I don't think at his age anyone's giving like a first-round pick for A.J. Brown. So what would be the point? It is all, for the Eagles offense, A.J. Brown's a big deal. He is, I know Devontae Smith's been the number 1 receiver this year, but I think coming into the season, they're like, well, we need A.J. Brown. Otherwise, everybody's going to gear up for Saquon. Turns out everyone's gearing up for Saquon anyway. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, and then I don't know why they didn't trade him at the trade deadline, but what's the upside in trading him? They've dealt with all this drama before and been fine. So I think they think, well, we can deal with it now. The problem is the offense is pretty bad, but I think they're pretty confident that they can overcome all this because now the defense is so elite. You just need the offense to be slightly dangerous.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. If I gave you truth serum or if I gave Howie Roseman truth serum, in 2 years, not this season, not next season, the season after, week 1, is Jalen Hurts your starting quarterback?
Well, Howie always has a quick trigger figure at changing quarterback. So maybe not.
Let's put it this way. I'll put it to you a different way.
Yeah.
Do you think that what's the likelihood that the Eagles draft a quarterback this year in rounds 2 or 3? Like they did with Jalen Hurts, where they drafted him in the 2nd round when they had Carson Wentz on the roster making a lot of money.
In this year's draft, I would say I like where you're thinking. That makes a lot of sense. It sounds very Howie Roseman. I'm not sure that guy is there this year. But then again, I guess I didn't really see Jalen Hurts coming. So I would say probably not this year, in part because I'll know about the PR of it. And I think they're pretty committed to Jalen Hurts in the sense they know he's good enough to win a Super Bowl. They did not necessarily know that with Carson Wentz.
I mean, Jalen Hurts was a Heisman finalist, so it's not like he totally came out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, no. I didn't say he was coming out of nowhere, but I'm just saying, well, there was rumors that he might go in the 1st round. He wasn't great at Oklahoma. He was good, right? That's why he was a 2nd-round pick. Yeah, I don't know that they would do that. I think they kind of like the way Jalen Hurts is playing right now in the sense that avoid mistakes, avoid mistakes, avoid mistakes. That seems to be the mantra. Just don't turn the ball over, and then you got those monsters on the other side with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and all the exciting DBs and, as our friend Spike calls them, the exciting whites in the defensive backfield. There's a lot going on in Philly. I think this is all the coaching staff. I really think, and I don't think this drama is affecting them because AJ was all upset last year. He was super upset. So and I'm sure he's calling everyone saying they got to give me the ball. Jalen sucks. But what's the matter? Like, it's not like those guys aren't going to give 100% on Sunday. Is there any chance that anybody lollygags it with this team? I'd be shocked.
I've never seen the true face of a coward.
By the way, they could lose this week to Dallas. So that's a real thing.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Yeah. How much bigger does the story get if you lose to Dallas on Sunday? No,
nothing. I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think Dallas, this is going to be more of a shootout, so AJ's going to get targets and he'll be happy. I think after they get through this game, then the schedule gets easy peasy. So they're going to make a run for the number 1 seed. I think this week's going to be about the desperate Cowboys. I don't see this as being a big, like, if the Eagles lose, I'm not sure it's like a huge deal. Do you think it'd be fireworks if they lost this game to Dallas?
I just think that Philadelphia is the kind of place where it seems like everyone and their mom knows somebody who knows what's happening inside the Eagles locker room. And we've only got the tip of the iceberg now with the Seth Joyners and Derek gone, and we have yet for Howard Eskin to weigh in and Spike to weigh in and Elliott Shores Park to weigh in, and it's just going to go. Deshaun Jackson is now weighing in. We got to get Donovan McNabb's take on this. Where's T.O.? Like,
but what difference does any of it?
Doesn't stop.
But does any of it really make a difference, though?
It didn't last year, but that doesn't mean it can't this year.
I mean, listen, the 2023 was a train wreck. And Jalen Hurts still came back after that. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure this makes a difference. Really, what happens with the Eagles will very much be determined on the field. And also, too, they got to stay healthy. Lane Johnson's health is beneath all of this. If their O-line is hurt, then none of this works anyway. So to me, it's just about football. That's all noise. None of that matters. I don't really think. Honestly, Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni, this is going to sound like I'm being naive. I really don't think they care about all this noise.
Well, the owner met with A.J. Brown, so.
He's an idiot for doing that, by the way, because he's going to have to trade him this offseason. I thought that was a mistake because he's gone.
888-710-4ISN if you want to weigh in. Will this drama impact the Eagles in any meaningful way? You got Dallas Cowboys this week, and then their next game is Black Friday against the Chicago Bears. And
Bears!
Speaking of the Bears, we're going to check in with our guy, Patrick Finley, who covers the Bears for the Chicago Sun-Times, who will explain to us, is this sustainable with Chicago? All these last-second wins, first place, NFC North, third place in the NFC playoffs overall. We'll do that next.
All right, Maggie, before we get to that, it is an exciting Thursday night, and the best way to enjoy it is definitely on Prize Pick. The app is so simple to use. You just pick 2 or more players across any sport. I mean, we got hockey, we got NBA, we got Thursday night football, we got Maction. Pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you could win big. Right now, keep the season rolling by getting a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5.
Well, I'm in on Lunch Winfield, of course. He's the quarterback for the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. 176.5 passing yards, give me more than. And I told you before, Dalton Schultz, Houston Texans tight end, going against my Buffalo Bills tonight. 38.5 receiving yards, book that, more than.
You ever seen Dalton Schultz and Dawson Knox in the same room? Just saying.
Tonight they will be on the same field, not at the same time. Okay, Prize Picks. It's become the obsession of our show to know if it's available where you live. Well, probably, because it's available in 40-plus states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Come on board. It is so much fun. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code MNP. Get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MNP on Prize Picks. You get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie and Perloff show. Chicago Bears, 7-3. 5 wins have included go-ahead scores in the final 2 minutes. It's been an unbelievable run so far, but what does it mean? Well, let's check in with our pal Patrick Finley, who covers the Bears for the Chicago Sun-Times. Patrick, it's been a minute since we talked with you. How's the vibes in Chicago right now?
Yeah, how about the season, huh? I don't think that was expected around here. 7-3. The Bears have been the beneficial of some the beneficiary of some good fortune, but also they're playing pretty good football. And they haven't been 7-3 here in almost a generation. So Bears fans are enjoying it.
Patrick, do you follow? I'm sure you do. Dove Kleinman on X.
I do.
Yeah, so he's this very controversial aggregator. He put out a graphic of the Bears' schedule and said, I don't see them winning another game. And it kind of went, everything Dove does, it goes kind of viral. There is this narrative out there that they've beaten a bunch of easy teams, and now we're going to see the real Bears. When you hear that, what's your reaction?
I mean, there's probably something to it, as is the case with that guy. He's probably overstating things, but yeah, I mean, they've got a home game against the Browns coming up next month. Like, let's not think that they're going to go winless down the stretch. But yeah, the schedule gets really hard, and they've had some luck to this point. You look at the teams that they've played; they're not very good, but they also, they skipped Lamar Jackson, they skipped Joe Burrow. There's a chance they skip Aaron Rodgers this week. Like, they're living right, and When you look at what's ahead, though, after the Steelers, they go to the Eagles on Black Friday. That'll be the toughest game they play all year. They still have to play the Packers twice. They still have to play the Lions. They go to San Francisco. This is a really tough schedule coming up. But, at 7-3, they just have to find, 3 wins, maybe? And we're talking about a chance for them to go to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years and try to win a game for the first time in 15.
Patrick Finley is our guest. He covers the Bears for the Chicago Sun-Times. We're wondering just how sustainable is this for Chicago. But meanwhile, you're saying, Bears fans, who cares? You're in first place in the NFC North. You haven't been 7-3, it feels like, in forever. And all these last-second thrilling wins lead to these amazing locker room videos that are coming out of Ben Johnson handing out all these game balls. I'm curious how the fan base is on Caleb Williams right now, and just sort of, Patrick, even the trained eye like yours, how would you grade Caleb so far this year?
It's funny. Ben's running out of stuff to say in the locker room. A couple weeks ago, he goes, I have nothing to say. I didn't say last week about, one of these last second wins. Caleb's not where he needs to be quite yet. We have talked over the years, whether it's with Justin Fields, whether it's with Mitch Trubisky, even with Jay Cutler, about guys needing to learn how to win or know how to win. It's funny. Caleb knows how to win. Now what we need is them to win because of the passing game. And that's something that's happened just once this year, and that's when they were in Cincinnati in that crazy game a couple of weeks ago. He has a real opportunity this week, though. The Steelers, I believe, give up more pass yards than any team in football. So I think this is a chance to have a Caleb Williams passing game. The fact that he's been able to get it done, with his legs 2 weeks ago, and then, he turned around and handed the ball off after a long kickoff return on Sunday and gets credit for a comeback win, but he'll take it. And he's not where he needs to be. He even said the other day, we're just scratching the surface offensively. Like, you haven't seen anything yet. And if that's even remotely true, that's a pretty exciting thing, because if the Bears can win games while their offense is at 70%, they might really have something if it does improve.
So, there's also another narrative. There's never been a Bears passer with 4,000 yards, Patrick. I know you know that number well. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year with Caleb Williams. The way he's trending, he'll be kind of just under that number. Do you think he's ever going to be a 4,500-yard passer in this offense, in that weather in Chicago? Is that a realistic goal in his career, or does that not even really matter? Could he be a different style of quarterback?
I think it's a realistic goal. I think both things are true. I think it's realistic. I don't think he needs to do that for them to go to the Super Bowl necessarily. Like you said, it is so long as the Bears are playing at Soldier Field outside, they're going to have to win games in December and January, by running the football. And the good news is that Ben Johnson seems to like that more than any other aspect of the offense. I think Caleb has a chance to do it this year. Before last week's game, he was on pace for 4,000 yards. And I think he can throw for 4,500 at some point in his career. And here's why. He's yet to miss a game because of injury. He's really yet to miss a snap because of injury in the year and a half. And when you compare that to a couple of the other rookie quarterbacks that were drafted alongside him, this whole availability thing really is a skill for him. And if you have a coach in Ben Johnson who does hand the ball off, who likes running, I think that's a great path to preserving your quarterback. And if those two things work hand in hand, I absolutely think that he can do that. Now, it'll probably take a lot of passes. He is not a deep ball thrower at this point. There were 2 or 3 balls on Sunday in Minnesota that were just nowhere near the receiver. And that's something that needs to get cleaned up. But if he can just even get okay at that, I think that he absolutely has a chance to do it.
Patrick Finley's our guest. He covers the Bears for the Sun-Times. Okay, the defense. A few double-digit leads have been blown in the fourth quarter, I think 3 times so far this year. But again, gaudy record at 7-3. But how much of a liability is the defense, Pat?
Pretty big one. The fact that they held the Vikings to what they held the Vikings to, I think, was more of a reflection of J.J. McCarthy than it was the defense. I mean, J.J. throwing the ball 10 feet over people's heads, that's not because the Bears were playing great defense. But they have reinforcements coming. Jalen Johnson, who I think is their best player, period, on either side of the ball. His 21-day window to return from IR opened up on Friday. Kyler Gordon, one of the better slot corners in the league, his 21-day window opened up yesterday. And then you've got TJ Edwards, who they think can return in a week or two. So, if we wake up in the first week of December and this defense, which has been in the bottom 6 or 7 in the league, has got 3 of its best 4 players back and healthy, I think there's a chance for them to be good enough to keep the Bears in the game. I don't think that they are going to be the reason why they win a playoff game necessarily. What makes them so good right now is takeaways, and I'm of the belief that those are a little fluky. But if they can get this reinforcement of talent back, I think they have a chance to go from, like I said, bottom quarter of the league to maybe about bottom half, and that might be good enough.
Do you think any of the other NFC North teams, the Lions or the Packers, are going to be real Super Bowl contenders this year? I know 2 games coming up against the Packers. I'm sure you're starting to scout them. Where do you see those 2 teams right now?
I think I'd buy stock in both of them, in part because I think the world is probably as down on them as they have been at any point this year. boy, the Lions, if they, we said this last year and the Commanders proved us wrong, but if the Lions could get home games, boy, that's a tough place to play. Now they've got to win a lot of games between now and then to do that in the playoffs, but I still think they're very good. And with the Packers, you just want to see the offense be a little bit better. But boy, I think they have the skill to do it, and I think both of them are more skilled than the team that's currently sitting atop the NFC North at 7-3.
That'd be the Bears. That's the team that you cover. So an honest assessment there as we're talking with Patrick Finley. I love this article that you just wrote. Gearing up for this Sunday. We're not sure if it's going to be Aaron Rodgers under center for the Steelers, but you said Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be your villain anymore. What does that mean, Pat?
He said when he was talking to reporters in Pittsburgh yesterday, he kind of said, "Hey, I hope everything can be cool now that I don't play for
Water
the
under the bridge." Yeah.
And he said that with a smile. And if you know Aaron Rodgers' sense of humor, that's right up his alley. And he said, will they be able to do it? Probably not. And that's what's going to be so fun. I think he's going to play. And when he does, it'll be really interesting because, he famously said that he owns the Bears. He's 25-5 lifetime against the Bears. And now that he doesn't play for the Packers anymore, that's not going to stop Bears fans from hating him. And if they can beat him Sunday, that doesn't change anything that he did in Green Bay. So it'll be really interesting. I think it'll be the last game he ever plays at Soldier Field. And I think that's really special to him. This is somebody who takes great pleasure in kicking the ever-loving hell out of the Bears. But it's also somebody who grew up a Chicago fan. He lived in Northern California. He had 5 TV stations on his TV, and one of them was WGN. And so he was a Bulls fan. He was a Cubs fan. And, he said something yesterday to the reporters there. He said, how can you not love the Bulls, unless you don't love Michael Jordan? And I think that there are a lot of Packers fans and a lot of that would say that about Aaron Rodgers is, how can you not love the Packers unless for some reason you don't love Aaron Rodgers? And maybe some of their own fan base has learned to not love Aaron Rodgers. But I'll tell you here, he gets as much respect as any athlete who ever passes through Chicago in any sport just because of how good he's been.
Okay, last question from me. If I gave you a hypothetical choice, you can only keep one person with the franchise, Caleb Williams or Coach Ben Johnson. Who would you commit to long term?
Oh my God, this question is designed to get me in trouble.
Oh yeah, actually, I didn't think about it because you're covering the team. You don't necessarily have to
No. But I'll tell you this. I'll answer it this way. I am confident in Caleb because of Ben Johnson. I think that and it's not just the play calling; it's the attitude. It's people talk about culture, and I hate the word culture, but it's the culture. Just the building is so much different now than it was a year ago. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Matt Eberflus getting fired, by the way. And just the change in attitude that has come with Ben and the change in intensity, I think is something that will last a long time and that could be successful with a lot of different quarterbacks. So I've been really impressed by Ben. That does not negate any of the good that Caleb's done because I think Caleb's been about all you could expect this year. But Ben Johnson, boy, he's been impressive to me.
Patrick, love reading you in the Sun-Times. It's an exciting season now. You got a real team on your hands here with this Bears crew. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're pulling out these last-second wins, and it's super exciting. Thank you so much for joining us, and have fun covering the game against the Steelers.
It's taken years off my life. Thank you.
Well, we know that. Thank you and appreciate it. Yeah, the Bears are definitely, it's a huge story. It's a massive story in the offseason, and now they keep winning these games and giving fans hope. And I don't think Rodgers should play because I think he should be looking at the upcoming games against Buffalo and Baltimore. They're obviously way more important in terms of the standings and actually making the playoffs. But, Pearl, Rodgers is really sentimental. He's always about the moment and, hey, let's look around and take it all in. And if this is the last time he would play at Soldier Field, that probably does mean something to him.
Definitely. You're right. Rodgers will probably want to play. But there's a lot of momentum around Mason Rudolph being a very high-end backup. He definitely gives the Steelers a chance to win. He grew this really cool mustache, man, that you should check out.
Oh, for real?
Mason Rudolph's getting a lot of love. I think that game is going to be a battle for the Bears either way. And that schedule we're talking about is really tough. They've at Philly, at Green Bay, the next 2 weeks after that. I mean, that's a challenging spot. Those are great defense. There's no way Caleb gets to 4,000 yards. Then he has Cleveland, who's going to eat Caleb for lunch. I know they'll win that game, but this is going to be wildly interesting. And I feel bad for Patrick. He saved like this this team is aging me. I get that. I've been there with teams.
Well, it's at least they're in the hunt and they're actually in first place.
Yeah,
in the
no, I
division.
know.
What am
But
I
they're
talking
so
about?
dramatic.
Yeah.
You just watch the last 2 minutes like an NBA game to find out what's happening with the Bears.
I love it, Prof's like, a lot of buzz around Mason Rudolph. No one has their finger on the pulse in the backup quarterback community like Andrew Perloff.
Andrew Filipponi wants to go to him full time.
Yeah, he said that even before Rodgers got there, though. Let's get to Andrew Bogish, who's got headlines.
By the way,
What's up?
Maggie's not with that condescending backup quarterback thing that she cannot say anything nice about Mason Rudolph if he wins the game.
I won't.
Fair.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Bob.
Your headlines are sponsored by Skechers. Watch the Skechers World Champions Cup this December 4th, 5th, and 7th on ESPN and ABC.
What are you doing on the 6th?
None of your business.
Oh,
the
okay.
intrigue continues in Cincinnati. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor was on local radio last hour, asked, of course, if Joe Burrow will play Sunday against the Patriots. His answer was, quote, "I'm not there yet. We will use the time we have and come up with the best decision." Pressed for more, Taylor said, "I wish I had a decision today."
So not Joe Burrow.
Lamar Jackson missed his second straight Wednesday practice, this time for an ankle issue after a sore knee last week. John Harbaugh saying it's the same scenario, meaning Jackson should play this weekend like he did last one. And as we discussed yesterday, C.J. Stroud remains out with a concussion, so the Bills have to deal with the neck and all the body parts of Davis Mills on Thursday Night Football.
They have a great defense. They disguise a lot in coverage, a lot of different blitz packages where they're showing one thing and end up getting to another thing post-snap. And, I mean, it's credit to them. They do it at a high level. A lot of those guys have played together for a long time.
He sounds spooked, Maggie. Mills has thrown for 566 yards and 3 scores since replacing Stroud 2 games ago.
How long do you think that took to get from his voice box out of his mouth?
It's like the speed of light, Listen, it's not about Davis Mills, quite frankly, and his wheels. It's about the
His neck.
defense.
Oh.
It's about, his feet, his neck. It's about the defense. This is it. That's it.
Wait, whose defense?
Right.
Houston's. If they can stop James Cook, then you have to make Josh Allen be superhuman again. Well, sometimes he is and sometimes he's not.
Can you just find 8 points? Because then you're beating the Texans.
Thank you, Pearl.
I don't know. They came back from down by how much against the Jags the other day?
Are you the Jags?
That was
Jags have a
shocking,
better
by the way.
defense than the Bills.
Duval.
I know that Trevor Lawrence is not Josh Allen. I
No,
can tell
he
you
is
that.
not. He was promised to be, but he's not.
And then it was, 16-13 by the skin of their teeth over the Titans?
That Titans game was horrendous.
16-13 sounds awful.
Yeah. To the NBA, another triple-double last night for Nikola Jokic, but he was not the Nuggets' leading scorer in New Orleans.
Nuggets lead at 112 to 97. What a pass, Joker! Dunk, 2 hands! Peyton Watson again! Who else?
What? Well, Jason Kosmiski, it's usually Jokic or Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon, but last night it was Peyton Watson pouring in a career-high 32 in this 125-118 win. Jokic posting 28 points, 11 boards, and 12 assists. Zion was back for this one after missing 8 with a hamstring injury. He scored 14 in 29 minutes, but his Pels lose their 7th in a row, including now all 3 under interim coach James Borrego.
So bad news that they traded their first-round pick and they're arguably the worst team in the NBA. But good news, Derek Queen, kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Wait. They traded him for Derek Queen? Wait.
That pick, that first-round pick they traded during the draft was for Derek Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
But career high for Derek Queen last night, and he's been really good this year. And he's Tim Duncan's apparently favorite rookie, according to one of the broadcasts.
Maryland, right?
Tim Duncan's keeping his finger on the pulse of
I think they were
freshman
playing. I think they were
class,
playing the Spurs, and Antonio Dan was like, Tim Duncan texted me during the game, being like, "This guy is awesome. He's my favorite rookie this year so far."
Well, and Cooper Flag, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's been good. It's hard to watch Pelicans ball. I get it; they're not that great, but he's been shockingly really solid.
Does
Not Con Knipple?
Ooh.
I mean, Tim Duncan's big. He's gonna lean towards the big man.
Anybody in the city of New Orleans aware about the fact that Derek Queen is actually playing well for their local basketball team? Because that arena is empty every night.
I did
Listen, there's a coaching search going on at LSU. Okay, Manny, we don't have time for your silly basketball. Back to you, Bogues.
We already heard a grumpy Dan Hurley after UConn lost to Arizona last
Shocker.
night.
Must be a day that ends at Y.
71-67. But maybe, Coach, there's a silver lining that your team almost won despite some key injuries and some bad stats.
Sometime around 2 a.m., 3, 4:30 a.m., I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna think it was just a nightmare. That like, and then finally when I'm up and just kind of starting to move around, but I'm feeling half dead at around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Good Lord.
I'm gonna realize, that we just blew a chance to beat one of the best teams down 2 studs, and in a game that we were down 13 and wobbling.
The NBA would kill this man. He cannot coach 82 regular season games.
Oh, yeah, that was the worst decision ever, worst idea ever. Try to make that guy the Lakers head coach with LeBron.
It's just funny when he's like around 2 a.m. and thinking like, when I get up to take a leak, I'm going to be thinking this is a dream.
The Florida Panthers.
You're welcome for that visual.
Yeah, thank you. Continue to fall apart. Already dealing with multiple major long-term injuries. They have now lost very useful winger Etu Luosterainen indefinitely to unspecified injuries from a, quote, barbecue mishap.
What the hell is happening with NHL players? Yeah, Jack Hughes cutting off his finger. Now you have a barbecue mishap in Florida. The hell are they doing?
Honestly, that is one of my worst nightmares. It's a big fear.
What's that?
Well, maybe, but that you go to light your grill and it just explodes in your face.
Oh,
Have you
what
ever thought about that?
That's what happened?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. But
it happened to David Njoku. Remember, his face got burned.
It sounds...
Hannah Storm, the same thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a burn because the coach said it's when he can get back and put his stuff on and feel comfortable. So that sounds like it's a skin thing. Not like until the cut heals.
Yeah, I mean, so Maggie's probably right then.
Yeah, I don't think it was like food poisoning.
No, but like, you could have like cut yourself barbecuing, like cooking, barbecuing. I mean, you could have done something like that.
Could also cut your finger while, cutting up some cardboard at home.
You could. Happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are too young. Do you remember there was a Irving Fryer, 85 Bears? I watched a documentary on that. And he cut his hand on a bagel, he said, and missed the game, I think. Does anyone know this story?
Bagel?
Well, that was his line.
Oh.
You got to be careful with the bagels, though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people I saw on the news are cutting themselves. Avocados are so popular now. That's a massive source of injuries.
You can't just put the knife into the pit of the avocado.
Go ahead.
That's not going to work.
No, you have to sort of cut around. Yeah.
Just use a spoon.
You're welcome for avocados, by the way.
Or just don't eat avocados. They're overrated.
Oh.
Anyway, carry on.
Oh, my goodness. Do you have taste buds?
Sorry.
I'm going to kind of go with EJ here. I like avocados, but I grew up and I never ate one. They didn't make it to Binghamton.
Put some...
Yeah, you grew up just fine, Maggie. Look at you.
Yeah.
Can they survive in Binghamton?
No.
You put a little bit of lime on that, a little bit of salt. Oh, delicious.
You need all this seasoning to make it taste good because it's bland.
It's lime and salt, bro. I'm not asking you to go to Target and go buy every spice and seasoning. Lime and salt.
Avocado
is
at home. Nature's perfect food. It's the best. It's my single favorite food.
But it's
except
not
for
that
lobster.
flavorful.
It doesn't taste like anything.
Oh,
and the
God, avocado
texture
is amazing.
Whatever.
I mean, you guys understand that it's quite popular.
No, we know it's popular.
I understand that.
But also, it's big avocado, that tells you how healthy they are for you.
Here we are.
Listen, you want to get into big cottage cheese lately?
Big cottage.
Uh-huh.
The only
Pushing
problem
that
with avocados
cottage cheese
is
agenda.
You guys
guys
just don't know.
Open your third eyes.
You guys just don't know how to buy an avocado. That's the thing. That's why you guys are getting bad
you just
avocado
have to,
experiences
basically
because you're getting bad avocados.
The sun, the moon, and the stars have to align to get you the perfect avocado. Meanwhile, I can peel an orange anytime within 3 months, and I'm getting something good.
Exactly.
I have a good system of how to buy them. If you want to know later. So Trader Joe's sells 4-packs where basically they're all different levels of ripeness, so they don't all become ripe at the same time. It's brilliant. So one is totally not ready, one's sort of ready, one's ready, and one's
Eat now.
You basically because you're right, Maggie. The challenge is to make all the planets align so you have them all at the right time. But we eat at least 3 a night in our house.
Hell yeah,
a night?
3 a night.
Easy. Like the kids live for avocado.
Good for them.
Yeah, I don't know what possible avocado could make better. I'll eat a dessert with avocado. I'll make an avocado smoothie.
You might be Latino.
No,
that'd be an
look,
upset.
everybody you know in America except for EJ and Maggie are right with me.
All right, put the poll question up. Avocados, overrated, not overrated?
Avocados from Mexico.
888-710-4476. I love Mexico.
So do I.
I'll take the tequila.
Me too, sister. Corona, tequila, all of it.
All right, folks, thank you so much. Coming up, is Bill Belichick the perfect boyfriend? Next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
He's calling the plays, but she's calling the shots. It's time for As the Tar Heel Turns.
Welcome back to the show. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. We check in on Bill Belichick. Pearl got the big showdown, the big rivalry game, North Carolina Duke, this Saturday. But Belichick, very busy. This time spotted at a cheerleading competition. His girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, is part of a co-ed adult cheerleading team. And they were, they had a big,
cheer off.
I was going to say a big, what's it called?
A meet.
A meet,
There you
sure. All right. So Bill Belichick, I'm going to be honest, is a good boyfriend. It's pretty gross how big their age gap is or whatever, but Pearl, I mean, it's one thing to go to the Miss Maine competition. It's quite another to go to an adult co-ed cheerleading competition during the season.
Listen, I have no doubt who's running the show in that pairing right there.
No
As
kidding.
she should, Jordan Hudson. And I get it. If I'm Bill and my 24-year-old girlfriend says, come to this cheerleading contest, I'm going to the cheerleading contest.
But it's just the loud noises. It's all the high ponytails, the glitter.
Loud noises.
Well, you know what I mean.
He usually coaches at football stadiums.
But that music is so intense.
I-
the cheerleading
So
competition.
are practice music.
I always love the movie Bring It On. So if it's like that, I'm totally down. These are wonderful performers.
Oh, man. They're very athletic. I'll
But
give
I don't
that.
know about this adult cheerleading thing. That's super lame.
Well,
Yeah,
you
well,
don't yuck somebody else's
At
yums.
what time do you hang up the pom-poms, you know?
When you don't
Yeah,
make the,
high
you don't make
school.
the Dallas Cowboy cheerleading squad, that's when you hang them up.
How about this, though?
Or the
They're
Jets
getting
one.
exercise.
Knicks
They're
and
out there
Yancers.
doing what they like. I watched the routine. They're all very good. I mean, it's not just like rah-rah, sis, boom, ba stuff.
All right,
They're doing
Maggie.
flips up in the air.
Maggie, but I can send you to, I can send you to the Drew League and you see some basketball players and they're like, oh, they're pretty good. It's not the NBA. All right, if you want to see
Bars.
really good cheerleaders, go watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, watch the Raiderettes, the Laker girls. Those are actual cheerleaders.
EJ, you're showing your ignorance here, man. This is it doesn't even look like the same thing what the Dallas Cowboys are doing versus this stuff. This is like they're doing acrobatics.
So they're doing like high school cheerleading
Yes.
stuff.
Wait.
Listen,
You mean
Hot Sauce and the Professor were doing things that you don't see in the NBA either, man.
What are you saying? They're better than the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
It's way different. You guys got to watch. It's like men throwing the women up in the air. They're doing double flips and then coming down, getting caught, back up, handstand, back
that kind
handstand.
of
It's
stuff.
not getting into a line where they have their arms around each other doing the Rockettes thing.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
like legit athleticism.
No, those Cowboy cheerleaders, because I watch it, they're all like high-level dancers.
No, they're high-level dancers and they can
Yeah.
do splits and I'm sure they do cartwheels
Yeah,
and
they can
stuff
do
like
all
that.
that crap.
But this is like on another level.
I just feel like this is like, I don't know. It feels like, well, I'm not a gymnast and I'm not,
It's like a club.
Yeah. I don't
What's
know.
the difference between this and a running club? Anyway, I know it's cheerleading is like for teenage. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the difference.
But you know what? Like, I don't know. I see older people,
Go
taking
ahead.
ballet lessons or ballroom dancing. I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but those aren't they're not keeping score. Like this is
They might.
actual content.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, ballroom dancing, yeah, they do, but I don't know. It just feels kind of lame.
The weird thing is Bill's there. Let's get back to it. And by the way, shouldn't he be criticized for this? The team
Why?
sucks.
Oh.
The team's
But-
terrible.
They play a little
Well,
better.
it's UNC football. It's not LSU football.
Yeah. It's not UNC basketball.
LSU ain't doing so good either. But they're losing, I guess is the way I should say it. I shouldn't say they suck. They're losing. It's not gone well. And doesn't it look like he's maybe not as dialed in if you're spending time at a cheerleading competition? He just got beat by Wake Forest.
I wouldn't be paying much attention either if Jordan Hudson was my girlfriend.
Yeah,
And
it's
you
the
guys
ACC.
love this chick.
Who cares? It's ACC.
Well,
Honestly,
he's not doing so great in the ACC.
Ah,
They're 4
he's
and
fine.
6. Not even bowl
no.
eligible. It's
He's
Bill
good.
Belichick.
He's all good.
Still getting into the Hall of Fame. Who cares?
Not the college whole thing.
No, that's for sure.
Not yet.
EJ Stewart, thank you. Manny Rodriguez, thank you. Andrew Bogish, Andrew Kaplan, Guido's Coffee Drinkers. Thank you to Patrick Finlay from the Sun-Times, and we'll see you tomorrow.